Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Friday the 22nd of June. This is a Friday night line that I wasn't going to have because I am so exhausted. This has been, I've had long, hard weeks before, but this was a week, boy, I know. This was a week like what to compare it to? It was a journey. And it's not stopping because it's just very, very busy. Tomorrow morning, 10:30, I have management and election campaign meeting. Tomorrow evening, 4 o'clock, I have to be ready. I have to coordinate all of the speakers for tomorrow evening in Barataria. We're launching the Barataria candidate and campaign tomorrow evening, 4 o'clock at 6th Street. So it's just been one long week. And I tell myself, I say, oh God, I do a live video every night this week. Thursday I did 3 videos. Thursday I did the radio, and then I did the Curry Q video, and then I did a Thursday night video. That was last night, that was yesterday. So I said to myself, if any day Philip deserved to take a day off, it had to be today. And this afternoon, I went to Ioli Marketplace in LSD Plaza. It makes some good food there, and every now and then I want to treat myself. I'll go and get something to eat there. And I'm parking up, and the security guard, he know me. He making little kicks with me, backing me up. And as I finally finish back up and park in the spot and I get out, this lady who was driving through LSD Plaza in front of my vehicle stop, jump out her car and come and give me a big hug and a big kiss. She said she didn't know when next she would see me, and she didn't know if she would get to meet me, and she couldn't miss this opportunity. And one big hug and one big kiss, and she made me promise. She said, "You're going to be live tonight, right?" I said, "Well, yeah," because that was a reaction. And if I had that woman number, I could have texted her and said, "Ma'am, tonight I just need a break," I'd have done it. But because I couldn't, and because I can't, and because I gave her my word, we're doing this video. So if I come across tired and I come across exhausted, don't blame me, because I'm really tired and I'm really exhausted. We're on top of everything. There's so many good things going on that I want to turn on this air conditioner. There's so many good things going on that I don't even get in chance. Let me give you some stories, right? I have one of those inline water heaters, and it's very temperamental. I would never recommend it to anybody. And for the past 2 months, I am supposed to get a plumber to install a normal tank. You know, I have the tankless water heater. Now, if there is anybody in the world who ever got one of these tankless water heaters and it works for you, you're blessed. Because my tankless water heater is temperamental. And when I say temperamental, you have to turn on the water and let the water run for about 10 minutes, and then you get about 15 seconds of warm water. 10 seconds of warm water. So you have to constantly be testing the cold water, because the setting is only one setting. So you set it and you wait. And you have to be constantly testing the cold water to see when warm water reach. And as warm water reach, you have to jump in and start at one time, because it goes from warm to scalding hot. And then, if that wasn't enough, and you're telling yourself, "No, but I need it, because I need to get clean, so I'm taking the heat," and then straight from that it goes to ice cold again. Straight from the ice cold. Let me tell you, my shower, I don't have to have coffee anymore. I just have to negotiate that shower on the morning. And I'm telling you this because I haven't even had time to. And then when it goes back cold, so you tell yourself, "I'm wet enough." You know, I don't know. This is how I learned today. You get yourself as wet as you could, and then you soap yourself as best as you could, and then you wash it off. But you have to just keep soaping until that water decides to go back warm, and you have to be ready. So you have to leave a foot in the stream of water falling till it's warm, and as it gets warm, get all the soap off before it does scalding hot, ice cold. And then some days it will just be perfectly warm. Perfectly warm. Some days you wash off the soap so fast and it stays hot, and you can deal with the hot. It stays hot, and it's not stopping being hot. And then You could just chill and take a long shower. But it has the control is, this is when it's pointing like this, it's off. And then it can go all the way to that. So somewhere inside the head, it doesn't go any other direction. It just could, if your tankless best, I want to come and see what your setting is. Now the shower control does this. It doesn't do anything else, and it's just one thing. So what I've been doing, every time it works well, I try to mark the exact angle, you know, like it's a, and it's good and and gone. So I try to mark the exact angle to say that's where it works. I wonder if it's a setting in truth, boy. Kern, if you're serious, tell me now, because I'm a mess, and I bathe about 4 times a day. So it's 4 times a day I go to that. I bathe in the morning, I bathe when I come back from the gym, and I bathe in the evening, between 3 and 4 times. So I go out, like if I go to a restaurant, we go to Cooking Vibes a lot. Cooking Vibes, I think I love going to Cooking Vibes because that's the only place I can get Chinese food without MSG. And they sell char siu kai fan, char siu pork, and Chinese chicken, fried rice, everything, no MSG. So we go there a lot. But the problem with going Cooking Vibes is they have no extractors. Everything out in the open is like you're sitting in the kitchen. So when you reach home, you smell it like the deep fat fry you too. I'll be it again. Wash your hair and shampoo. Because I don't want my bed smelling like food. I don't want my bed smelling like food, you know? Anyway, I'm not complaining, but I'm thinking that what I really want is a good plumber. Anyway, so this, I just had one of those showers, that's why I remember it. So this lady, I wanted to know, I didn't even get her name. So many people all day, you know, that see me. And I want to start giving people little shout outs because they go out of their way to meet me. Somebody just asked, explain what is wrong with MSG. And I can't. I just know that when I eat anything that has MSG, I get violent headaches. It could touch it. I am allergic to it, and I know I'm allergic to it, but I'm allergic to caffeine. I'm highly sensitive. I'm a sensitive guy. I can't have too much alcohol. I can't have medicines. I'm very, very, yeah. Nicholas Jaikaran just jumping there at PNM's thinking mother so and so, and I don't know how that come into the blue, because we're talking MSG and tankless water heaters. But brother, who vex you? Slow down, it's Friday night. It's a Friday night live. So anyway, I thought, now Kern Crosby just put a spoke in my wheel. Because I come to bad talk the tankless water heater because it doesn't work for me, and I tell you I'm doing this 2 months now. And it's just to find time to get a plumber to install a proper tank water heater, and I will be cool. Bathing is one of the things I love to do. I love. Yes, Anne-Marie Sankarali, it is known as an excitotoxin, and it does exactly that. But there are a lot of people who say that MSG there's nothing wrong with MSG, and I can't argue with them. I know the effect it has on me. And when I found out things like cheesies and holiday foods, all of them put MSG in the food now. Maggi seasoning is a way for Nestle to sell Vetsin, what the Chinese people used to call Vetsin and Ajinomoto. You remember that? Maggi is that. Maggi is that for people who are not Asian, I guess. So Carl Easy, so your old friend. But anyway, so alcohol, people who know me can tell you 3 drinks and anybody's, you know, you can take me home with you. Because I can't drink, I get drunk easy. That's why when I tell you, I'm standing for the decriminalization of marijuana. But I can't smoke weed, I'll collapse. But anyway, get a solar water heater, cheaper than an electric water heater. Just I can't even get a plumber in my house to put in a normal water heater. I don't get involved in solar at this point. It's time I don't have. I don't have time. That's the problem. Rohan saying tankless water heater real best. Well, no, between Rohan and Kern, one or the other come by me, because there's something wrong with my setting. Because I swear, it's therapy for me. But I mean, it's becoming a thing too. I use like the soaping time, depending on how long it takes for the water to get back hot. I use it like a meditation because I'm really soaked and there's nothing I can do but wait. And the other morning, this was really funny. The other morning now, I am completely soaked. Because when you soap plenty, your skin is get like foamy, you get so plenty soap on you. And I'm bathing to leave, right? And then electricity goes. And the minute electricity goes, the water gone. I actually watch the shower, the water, go back up to the shower and then stop. Now standing in the shower, caked white with soap, and there's no water. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we have a problem because there's no electricity and there's no water. And I tell myself, they can't cut my electricity because I pay my bill last week. So I know that they can't do that. But until I find out from the neighbors that they have no current either, it's still hit and miss. Because for a long time, I pay my bills when things cut. Sorry, I just like that. And I know there are people who well organized and well filed. I'm a little bit different. But I'm standing in the shower, covered in soap, no current, no water. Now, I live on a compound. I have a pool. Now, my worst case scenario at this juncture is wrap myself in a towel, go outside, and jump in the pool. So I'm thinking, okay, it could come to that. But then I remembered I had filled a bucket and I was in the other bathroom. So I went and get that bucket and a little bowl to wash out the soap. But that bucket, ice cold. I mean the water, crisp. Needless to say, when I came out of that shower, I have never been that awake in my life. So I get dressed and I go outside and we have an electric gate. And I have to wait for somebody to come and undo it because the key don't work, so we have somebody who comes to undo it if the current out. So he comes, he undoes it. I go outside, TNTech turn off the current because TNTech cutting trees. Now, you tell me this thing. I don't mind. Do your work. But oh God, give people a heads up because if I didn't have that bucket of water, what would be my situation? What would have been my situation? And I had real places to go. Real places to go that day. And again, the story, it wasn't intended to go all here. What I'm trying to say is, I have no time for myself. I have no time for nothing. And I could have get my plumber, fix that there, and we'll be good. So, I feel after the election, I'm taking a week off and I'm making a list of everything I need to do to get. You never hear. What does Michael say? Mikey, write it overnight. Scroll up so fast I didn't get to read it. And I hope it's not a cowboy but you're telling me about it. I like to be it. If there's one thing I can't stand is nasty people. I remember once we was building a nightclub in Chagaramas. It ended up being called the Base, but when we were building it was the Blue Water. And from the floor, Kern Crosby will remember this. And from the floor to the ceiling was about 4 scaffolding heights to go up to the top. We opened in a week, and when they put in the sound system, it echoing and reverberating. And they say it's too much concrete, and you have to soften the concrete. Now the place had a huge ceiling. So we went to get these egg cartons, big ones, and we're sticking them on the ceiling. And it having, I feel you remember that, and it's solving the problem. Anyway, so we're working around the clock now, gluing these things to the ceiling, and you have to glue it, and we get to glue a section, and then come down move the whole height of scaffolding and go back up, and we get tired and tired as we go. And something was going wrong, and the scaffolding up at the top started to separate. And I was holding one of the egg crates, and I had to let go and grab the scaffold. The next guy grabbed the other side. And the egg crate started to separate from the ceiling, and without missing a beat, one of the workers, he run right up the scaffolding and raised both his hands straight up in the air and hold the egg crate up. And I swear to you, I have never smelt a smell like that in my life. I have never had to smell smelling salts, but smelling salts, cannibals, and he was right here. So he was like right here to me. And when he raised his two hands up in the air, I feel like somebody, you ever feel like you get cough with a smell? That's how it felt. It felt like I get cough in my face with a smell. The other fella fall off his scaffold. I'm not joking, I'm not joking. People who was there could tell you, we call him down and we send him home to bed. We tell him, you're going to put people in danger, boy. Go on. And we give him money for soap. We had some days, though. We had some days growing up. We had some fun. But yeah, so I personally, bathing, brushing teeth, that's a thing for me. I like to be clean. I'll with that. And yeah. So, back on the point, not having the hot water heater, but now Rohan and Kern tell me that the tankless heater works well. Now this is the first time I encounter this tankless heater. So I need somebody to come and show me. Jacques-Claude, you could make joke now. You'll be seeing me in person 10:30 in the morning. So we will see who's the funny guy there. Anywho, maybe I get somebody to... Kern, Rohan, you all know anybody who actually know about them? Maybe somebody could come and take a look. Maybe it's literally something like a setting. I don't know. Because I swear, it's really been a tough time. It's been a tough time. So, and now, and my plan was to just change it and put in a tank water heater. But that ain't happening. And then, our chairman of the PAP is doing double duty right now. She is the candidate for Belmont East. So all that the duties that she used to do rock back on me and Sean Sooner right now. We're trying to manage between us. And somebody just said they're using a tankless water heater for 18 years. How you get away with that? What is wrong with me then? I don't know who you have to talk to get it to work good. It's really bad. It's really nice. And I'm in trouble. If you come here and bathe, you'll see. It's literally waiting for the water to get warm and you have a blinking time to use it. Gemma, I try interfering with it. I unplug it. You know Trini, right? The first thing you just do is unplug it and plug it back in. Somebody tell me, anybody think about unplugging Trinidad and Tobago and plugging it back in? We really need that. But I did that. I unplug it and I plug it back in. Tankless water heaters work well with what? Gallons? Like 1 or 2 gallons per minute. I don't know. I am a mess. Any electrician? I don't know. I'm afraid. But I'm gonna 15 years now, Calvin. What the hell is going on? First, you buy the cheap ones. Rohan, I will take a picture and send it to you. I don't think it's a cheap one. Good filter on the input line, Kenneth. And a low water pressure maybe the cause. Well, look at the amount. If I knew so many people knew about this thing, I'd have bring up this conversation a long time. Chalana is not undersized, it's me alone. It's just me bathing. Anyway, let me share the video and start the Friday night line. Where is it? We inside? Where you say? You want some music? That's a reboot. Yeah, Ken. You want some music? Some soca? What is going on?
This season is here. We waiting all year. To wine everywhere. I'm telling you, this season is my time. It's a full cup and it's hard wine. If they tell me stop, we go decline. Every man, woman and child, we come out to wine. Wine is bacchanal time. Wine out of your mind. I'm telling you, they can't stop it. Never trying to stop the jamming, the noise we making, a video shaking, it's too much shaking and dirty grinding, nothing not stopping at all. We come out to wine is festival time, wine out of your mind. I'm telling you, they can't stop it, they can't stop the bacchanal, they can't stop the festival, nothing can stop the carnival, because this is season to wine something and wine somebody and wine. I'm telling you, jumping in a big band with the whole clan and this woman whining on all man is iron and is steel pan and is tanka, we come out to wine and have a good time, wine out of we mind, I'm telling you, start whining, hands up as the legs up, people on the ground and on top the jump and falling down, but we can't stop, man, we whining until we trouble, we love to wine and mock up the spine on carnival time, I'm telling you, we can them a wine it in the pot, the boys them a drinks by the truck, Baba full me up to the top, the sun blazing not and I want to wine is bacchanal, wine out of me, wine I'm telling you,
This man, Machel Montano, really know how to make a soca, boy. Game that, I mean, and this game little stick for the auto-tune and the voice. We have better voice than mine, so who's me? Eh?
Well, yeah. How do we jam it? It's how do we walk it? It's how do we jam it? It's how do we walk it? I feel the positions that flicker in your bam bam. Apply it to tension. Once you's my companion, we gonna be walking. No need for motivation, but just melting the action. Give me satisfaction when we inside it and we gonna be walking. His girls, his boys, chipping by the truck, and I'm looking for a man who could really walk up. It's how that we jam it, how that we walk it. It's how that we jam it, how that we walk it.
We have formed a PEP Overseas Members Group. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, its principal role is to be involved in things like funding, fundraising. It's going to involve itself in organizing all the international support and working out things like how you're getting to vote, if you can legally vote outside of Trinidad, what documentation you need, if you're coming back home to vote, to make sure you're registered long in advance, don't wait for election to call. The Overseas Chapter Group is a closed group. People could see the group, they could see the members of the group, but they can't see the conversations in the group. Not that it is anything too top secret going on inside of there, but it's still PEP stuff and it's PEP stuff. And if you want to join that group, you can message me or you can message Ali G, who is the head of all PEP Overseas chapters. Somebody asked today if he could start a Texas chapter. We're looking into that. It's growing, it's bubbling. Who knows? Another thing we are using our overseas friends to do is to reach out to people like the Carter Foundation and others to get international election observers here, because I ain't trusting the PNM, the EBC, and none of these people. I'm sorry that you're having trouble with the feed. I really tired talk about that. We're dealing with it as we go. Yeah, but if you don't get to see it live, watch it. Send me some chutney. Andrew John, you're messaging me and you know that I am live. So save it for after, please. And people are sending me all of the craziest of ads. Okay, so what I just did was I took the laptop off the Wi-Fi and put the laptop on the iPhone as an internet source and freed all the Wi-Fi for the broadcast. Let's see if that helps. Where Dave? Anthony asking where Dave. Dave real busy these days. He will be there tomorrow. So come tomorrow. Anthony Maraj, we've never seen you at a public meeting. We in Barataria tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Come to the meeting and bring your family and friends. Where say? Yeah? We don't want to hear, boy. Something nice.
With a leader in front, half people shaking. So I tell my partner, why let we get closer? Because I tell myself I'm getting sober. Yo, it was something to be spiritual. To me it was more like Bacana. Oh no, yeah, but they can't see. Some jumping at that time. If you see that this woman fine, oh, let's sing it. If you try to
Stone has joined us. Brian Stone. The partner is supposed to buy me a beer because I think you lost a bet with me, but we will discuss that another time. Yeah, so this is the situation. We have solved, well, we're close to solving the water heater problem. Rohan or Kern Crosby will be passing by me to check on my system to see if I have it set badly, because they know how they own set. I need it working. Yeah? What you say? So of course, it's therapy for internet and Wi-Fi tonight, Friday night. We were supposed to also do it on location, but as I say, tonight was gonna be take a early sleep, but that didn't look like it happening. So we will just take a little line. Good evening, Mr. Wayne Sturge. Nice to have you among our ranks. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Oh girl, oh yeah, hey, take it slow, show them who in control. Oh my shoulder, careful what you're doing, careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. It's not a but you could take it slow. Take it slow. You will get excited, I know, girl. It's gonna be hard to fight it, baby. Girl, they'll try to pull you down, but I know you are strong. Yeah, you're a beautiful lady. You're a queen every day. Yeah, don't get caught in the matrix. Don't go looking for haters. No, I just want to see you shine. Can show me your light. You gon' be alright. Everybody on the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the ball is full on fire. Girl have a time like she can't boil water. I said she ready to risk it all. And then you can't pay your bills them at all. Laugh tonight and cry in the morning. Oh gosh, they're all I'm saying. Careful what you're doing. Careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. Living like a could take it slow. Take it slow. Careful what you're doing.
Tell me what I'm fighting for. What is killing for? We don't need no more now. Tell them wicked people. Fire go burn them. Oh God, I said this is the end for love. Fire go burn them. Still born when God has done.
Tito, it's Tito or Tito? Tito. I know Uncle Tito from the vodka. Tito, on a Friday night, we don't really go hard on the politics, you know. And we're getting ready for tomorrow evening at 4 o'clock. We're in Barataria. So on a Friday night, we usually just wind it down and chill. We're gonna talk about Rowley and wherever he is talking a crocus bag of ass, trying to pretend he have an idea. He don't even have a clue. He couldn't find one with a map and a flashlight. Let me tell you, somebody send me a picture of the meeting tonight and say, they say it's a conversation with the people and they have an open mic, you should go. And I think if I walk in that hall, he will shit his pants. And if I walk up to that microphone, because I think the crowd will wait to see what happens after. So I want to ask him some questions. Video say let's talk football. Video, I know that football specialist, you know. What I realize is a lot of people think they are specialists because they back a team that wins. And everybody who back a team that wins, if they reach first and somebody else come after, they call them bandwagoners. But when they join, what it was? Not bandwagoners. I like football. I love, let me tell you something here. 3 teams in the world that I love to watch play football. 2 of them, they waned a little bit over the years, but I still like their football. And my 3 teams have always been Barcelona, AC Milan, Arsenal. And for world football, Argentina. I like Argentina so much. I back in Argentina so long. You know why I back Argentina? Because I find Argentina don't roll around on the ground and fake like the Brazilians and the Portuguese. And even some of the Italians. And that's why I like Argentina. So I'm telling you, and I like one-touch football. I love the football Nigeria played today. I love the football Mexico played against Germany. I like well-organized team football. That's what I like. So that's me. And Argentina really break my heart. Last World Cup, I don't like Real Madrid and I don't like Man City for the same reason. I don't think a football team should be all about what players you can buy. I like Barca because they have an academy and they grow their players, and a lot of their players has come from the Barca academy into Barcelona, and I like that. And I like Arsene Wenger is a guy, an Arsenal that they knew the thing. AC Milan as well, they had that same kind of philosophy. But I think that everybody should be free to like the team. When I tell my team, pack your bags and go home, it's because I vex. I vex with Argentina, and I realize I'm not the only one. Because the whole team tell the management, if I want to fire that coach, we ain't playing no more ball. And they're right. Because anybody who knows Argentina football at all and knows Lionel Messi understands that Lionel Messi is considered to be the greatest of all time because of two men. Not just him. Lionel Messi may have demonstrated some of the greatest close ball control since Maradona. And I give him that. Maradona had close ball control. But Messi does as well. And you could give Messi a ball and he could stick it to his foot. But you have to give him the ball. Messi's either a playmaker or a play finisher. He's not both. CR7, you could put CR7 anywhere. You could make Cristiano Ronaldo the keeper for Real Madrid or Portugal. And at some point during that game, that son of a bitch going and score. Because he's a goal hole. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo is. He ain't happy till he's scoring goals. You could see that. He's like a child. If it ain't going his way, it's tantrum and sulk and that's him. All he wants to do, what makes him happy. And I will feel sorry for that man when he get to the age where he can't play football no more. Because all this man like to do, I watch him play in Spain, getting on, throwing a tantrum with the ref to give somebody a card. Still at your stage, you win 5 Ballon d'Or, and you're at this stage in your life. The only thing, and I said, Cristiano Ronaldo, no, my favorite footballer, and I watch Pele, and I see Maradona, but my favorite footballer was Ronaldinho, because Ronaldinho had a real nice attitude. You could high fall Ronaldinho, and when you helping him up, he's smiling and laughing at you. He used to bring a nice energy to football. Cristiano Ronaldo is the opposite. Them fellas, rough and wild and like to fake. I hate Neymar. I don't care what Neymar could ever do. I see a meme today that is so perfect. I never knew that there would have been somebody who could have had a worse football attitude than CR7. Because, don't get me wrong, I could hold two thoughts in my head. I could believe CR7 is the greatest player of all times, but I could still think he has a stink attitude. He's a little boy and he gets on like a fool. And I could hold those two thoughts in my head. But CR7 has been eclipsed by Neymar. And I see a meme today and I just had to laugh. Because it was the whole Brazilian team standing up with their hand on their heart. And Neymar was on the ground, rolling around. And somebody said, bro, the game has started yet. And it's true. That's all he brings to the thing. Draw foul, get all, roll around. Somebody shared another meme about a car, a motorsport driver, get out of his car, the car wrap up like a tuna fish can, and he there blowing. 300 mile power crash. And you see CR7 on the ground, somebody step on his pinky finger, and he rolling around with tears. I don't like that. I remember seeing a video by a great Brazilian player, Rivaldo, and it disgusted me. And that's when I turned off for Brazil, you know. Because I said, if you have all this skill and you have to fake like this, Rivaldo, when he realized the referee back was turned, a man was about a foot from Rivaldo, and Rivaldo hit himself like a spirit lash, jump up in the air and fall long and rolling around, holding his side. The man get a yellow card because the referee didn't know better. And they had no VAR and all that craziness then. Thank you, Rohan. Ronaldinho was the best. This guy who used to say Tommy Smith, you remember Tommy Smith, with that old onion bag. I don't know if he's still a commentator. The other time, Chelsea was playing Barcelona and one of the Chelsea players was down and they were waiting, and the medics was there and they was attending to him, and then the crowd was cheering and the camera panned away from the medics attending to the Chelsea player to Ronaldinho by the flag, playing raise and keep up with the ball by himself, and the crowd was cheering what this man was doing. And Tommy Smith said, that man is worth the price of admission all by himself. And I agree. Ronaldinho did for modern football what Michael Jordan did for basketball. Half the bandwagonists who jump on basketball to follow Jordan, like myself included, don't watch it anymore. But coming back to my first point, Lionel Messi has records today that he wouldn't have had if it wasn't for Andre Iniesta and Xavi. Those two fellas, midfield specialists. And if you understand close control, one-touch football, you know that the midfield controls the game. If you control the midfield, you can control the game, because all plays start there. And the coach for Argentina is a jackass, because when he realized that Messi wasn't getting served, all he had to do was drop Messi back into center, because Messi is a playmaker and he will work. Drop Messi back into center and flip the script. Push the other four forward. Messi would feed balls to them and you will get shot after shot after shot, and one must go in. Law of averages, the statistics would be in your favor. One must go in, but they didn't. They just leave him there, getting more and more upset. And he come on the field for the Croatia game, rubbing his face and looking vexed like he dog dead and the wife ran away with his best friend and something, I don't know. Because his mind don't look like it on football. He didn't look happy. He's not looking like he enjoying the game, to be honest. And he is brilliant if you have proper service for him. If you don't have service for him, he like every electrical appliance you have when current gone. And that's the difference between him and CR7. CR7 played Spain by himself. And all the others in Portugal could hate him. He don't care. He doesn't give a crap. He just wants to be out there scoring goals. And anybody who watched that game, when it was 3-2 to Spain, and he got that free kick, you watch his face. He didn't care what you said. He didn't care who like him, who don't like him. And that whole game was heated. Any World Cup game that have 6 goals, a hat-trick, 6 substitutions, I mean, you know it's end-to-end heat. But that free kick, that will go down in history. And if it was anybody else but CR7, they celebrated him still. The boy have a bad reputation, well-deserved, he gave it to himself, but he's still the greatest player, to me, of all times. I think he's eclipsed Pele. Pele and them played football at a time when they didn't have as much demands on them as they are now on footballers. They aren't. They're superstars now. Then, back in Pele day, they was working for a day pay. They was working for a day pay. There was no millionaire footballers. But that free kick that Cristiano Ronaldo took against Spain, he put everything in that kick. He put everything in that kick. Rene, I agree with you. Maradona, beautiful to see. A next jackass, willing to do anything to score. And Hand of God will follow him forever. Hand of God will follow him forever, punching the ball in the goal. Players should have class. Players should have class. And that's why, if you could YouTube Ronaldinho, just watch that man run ball. I remember once, again, Barca playing Chelsea, and Petr Cech cussing Carvalho, who is supposed to be stopping Ronaldinho, who come down the left side 3 times, beat everybody, and score twice. And by the 3rd time, Carvalho's body language to Petr Cech was, brother, if you think you could stop him, come. That is the man who invented the no-look pass. All you remember that? Only remember Ronaldinho on the no-look pass? That man used to do some skills. You all know he was in Trinidad for the under-17 that they had played here when he was a little boy? I didn't even know that. Jamie Farrar say Pele will play beautiful ball around Ronaldo. I don't doubt you, but Ronaldo will score more goals. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. We could have that argument. Peter Rivellino was before a lot of our time, and he was a great player. Brazil produced Socrates and Zico and some really, really world-class players. Nobody could ever deny that. But the football then and football now, the whole game evolved, the skill sets evolved. But no video. There are people who know things about football. I just know what I like, and I know what I watch, and I know what I follow. Warren are telling me this. Warren Dante, see that post? If they have a different coach, I even think this same Shaitan keeper will play better with a different coach. I think that coach mash up this team. A total stranger could coach that team better. Doing power coach, just let them go out and play Nigeria. That is going to be it is either going to be a beautiful game or a train wreck. Because if Argentina fall apart in front of Nigeria, Nigeria will give them about 6. Nigeria will give them about 6. Them Nigerian players today, I watch them play. Them fellas hungry. And they organize, they play unselfish football, one-touch passing. I watched some of the most beautiful football, and the guy who scored that second goal, somebody need to sign him quick. I have never seen somebody so calm under so much pressure. You watch what he do. Go and watch that goal. You have a keeper coming back at you and 2 defenders who put themselves in the goalpost, and you still score. I agree with you, Rohan. I hate that. I hate that. You didn't see that today. The only person who really... I thought that he was trying to draw a foul when they got the penalty, but when you look at the replay, there really was sufficient contact to justify it. And there's a rule, so there's a rule. But I agree with you, Rohan, and that's what turns me off of football, and that's why I pick teams that not into that bullshit. And I do not like teams that also come out to break up star players. And that's what pissed me off in the Champions League final when this boy, the Spanish boy, isn't it again, who break up Salah from Egypt. That wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. And he's a player that I like. What is this boy's name? When you remember, who took out Salah in that match? The Spaniard who plays defense for Real. Sergio Ramos. I like Sergio Ramos. I watch that boy career develop. I watch him develop skill sets. And if you know football, watch Cristiano Ronaldo from Portugal days, from when he had now get signed, from when he had reached Man U. His skill sets are getting better as time goes by, you know. So you could see that this man, don't stop training. It's like Beckham and that banana shot. Bend it like Beckham was a real thing. That man trained that. I hear he used to hang a towel, no, a jersey. He used to hang a jersey on the goalpost and from all over the field. That's what made him a free kick specialist. He used to hang a jersey on the goalpost and aim to hit the jersey. Anthony, it was a stink play, but you see, coaches do that. Coaches wind up players and tell them, hey, your mission, and I swear to you, I know that's what happened. That coach told Ramos, Salah is yours, eh? That man can't score. I don't care what you have to do. Take him out if you have to take him out. Take a card for the team. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I think that if it look deliberate now, there are plenty of people who give me the point, so I shut up. But I do little martial arts in my life, and I watch that. You have the normal push away, trying to get at the ball. That's one thing. But I watched Ramos lock that man arm, drop his foot in front of him and plant it, and hit that man a high fall. That's how it looked to me. How it looked to you. And I had no dog in that fight. I wasn't backing either side. I wasn't backing either side. And I love, like today, when I watch a football game, like today, when I watch a football game, and I watch a game with Argentina and Croatia, and I love the football Croatia play. Luka Modric is a brilliant footballer. I remember him and Christian Bale, the same Bale who scored in Champions League final. He used to play with Modric in Tottenham. Real good football. That's football. So there were a lot of, there was a time my television was only for football. Love the game. I love the game. I know the whole bread and circuses thing, but I love the technical aspect of it. I love the work involved. Take out Messi, take out Argentina, not necessarily, you know. Messi's a finisher or a playmaker. The coach in club football, you could have a star that could take out a team. But in world football, if you play your teams well, and if you understand the team that you're playing, because the coach's job is to have enough information. The coach's job is to know, like Barcelona. You can't man-mark Barcelona. You need 22 men to man-mark Barcelona. You have to zone-mark Barcelona. But they have some teams that are only stars. And people all the bandwagoners who jump on Spain, I watch and I listen, but I know Real Madrid and Barcelona give Spain a national side. And they was feeding no new players into it. So Spain just had that shot. All them fellas, you all watch Iniesta face when he was walking off during that Portugal game. The man in pain. They have only so much cartilage is getting their joints, you know. After a while, all those players, the meniscus in their knees is go. Germany too. Germany have a couple of young boys, the rest of them should have been swapped out long time. Long time. Other people decision to make, but they paid the price for it. Because Mexico come there with nothing to lose, you know, and everything to win. So it worked out for them. Germany had that game to lose and they lose it. Because they were overconfident. And don't get me wrong, 99% of sport, after you're trained on the day of the game or the bout or the fight, whatever it is, 99% of it is psychological confidence. Going out there to win. But there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And I think Germany, Mexico gave them the right tree carpet that they needed. Germany found out, and all them German bandwagoners, I was so happy. It dry up my news feed because I was tired seeing that German flag for no good reason. For no good reason. They have some good players. They deserve the last World Cup, but not this one. Certainly not this one. Certainly not this one. Germany doesn't deserve this World Cup. I am happy. I tell a partner today, all of us agree. And we watching football and we talking football decades now. All of us agree. This is a World Cup for people who like football. Don't play holding down no team and crying for anybody. Argentina is so much my team. Last World Cup, I bet a man, if Argentina lost, I will make my profile picture me wearing a dress and a wig. And they lost in the last minute of the game. And the whole of Facebook turned to me after they lost. Wear a dress, wear a wig. I had to go by my neighbor and borrow a dress and a wig. I put it on, take a picture. PNM and UNC still have it. A man of his word. They're using it to say, look, Philip in a dress and a wig. But anyway, that's how much I like Argentina. That's how much I like that team. But when I say pack your bags, you're playing shit. I'm not defending you to the end. I want to see football. You don't pay me. You didn't buy my fan. I ain't nobody worshiper. I like your style. If I like your style, I will support you. Exactly, David Phillip. Youth shining in this World Cup. Because these fellas, I mean, it is the year, I said it is the year for the underdog. It's the year for the underdog. Look out for the underdog. if Nigeria, if Argentina show up, when I say show up, if the real Argentina show up for that game, if they drop Messi back to midfield, that is going to be one of the best games for this World Cup. Nigeria, Argentina. It's going to be one of the best games for this World Cup. Don't get me wrong, and Germany's worked hard for the thing, you know. It's worked hard. It's plenty knows that man just had a dig to win, you know. You know how hard it is to back Germany and that camera pan to that coach and you watching him. And a 50-50 chance what he find eating, you know. Live. He ain't care. 5,000 camera on him and he cleaning the hallway, boy, yeah. Whack him low. Whack him low. Yeah, we end up talking football. Tomorrow, people, the Progressive Empowerment Party is more than us lying there. Tomorrow, all that come out, you know. Come out in your numbers, eh? We had a lovely turnout in Belmont. I want to double it. I like how it worried them. The media went from a blacklist. They covered we at all. They went from that to lying about we. Oh God. How you publish that we had 20 people, we go on with 200 chairs and all the chairs full and people standing up. We put out pictures, we mailed it out to the media, those who didn't come. This is our turnout, and you ain't care. You will still lie and say somebody talk to somebody and that somebody say here they only had 20 people. Dave Locke say 20 people put up the stage with a massive stage. The DJ was 5 people operating generator and all kind of thing. So the DJ was 5 people, the stage, I ain't gonna lie, is about 15 people put up and take that down. That is 20. We had a Pie Man 21 Newsday already lying here talk about a single person. 10 people was on the stage. 10 people was on the stage speaking alone. But you say we had 20 people. We emptied the bar. We packed Piggott Corner. We had a lovely turnout. Contrasted with PNM. And we had no maxi taxis. We had nobody bust in from outside for $500 and a t-shirt. Come and sit down and clap when Rowley talk shit. Because they clapping, eh? But they already believing. And I want to tell you all something. But I won't get my partner in trouble. But because he get in trouble, I have a partner inside Rowley team. And when I had put up on Facebook on the morning, if you would like to join my election team, message me. Lunchtime, Rowley announced to the world that there was going to be a by-election. And the train was already on the tracks. He couldn't stop it. And he's still trying to find out how I knew. 2 hours before he announced to the president that there's going to be a by-election in Belmont East and Barataria, I had already told Facebook. And I want to tell you all something else. Newsday published a whole NACTA poll before Piggott's Corner. And the Balize, after our turnout in Piggott's Corner, poll Belmont and get the shock of their lives. I dare you to release it, Rowley. I dare you release that poll. I dare you. Man, tell me what they hear, they didn't want to hear. It's a short thing for the PNM in Belmont. The Progressive Empowerment Party, with 3 weeks to go for an election, could take it. Could take it. So now they're gonna come down in Belmont, CPEP and URP. If it lean it, straighten it. If it's straight, lean it. They're coming down there to spend money. But I'm hoping the people of Belmont and Barataria are wise enough to understand that if they vote the Progressive Empowerment Party into those 2 districts, the PNM and the UNC will not stop working, trying to win those seats back, trying to win those districts back. And while they focus on that, we will focus on the rest. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the wave of change that has arrived. Every political party that used to call themselves alongside us are now beneath us because they're not contesting the election. And I tell Trinidad all the time, you don't buy a drill to have a drill. You buy a drill to make a hole. You don't form a political party to just be a political party. You form a political party to contest elections and win. A political party is a vehicle by which government is done. And the Progressive Empowerment Party has so many governmental policies that our first 21 that we put out there, 21 policies at a glance, Rowley and Kamla fighting, climbing over one another to see who could thief more of our policies. But I have your manifesto, bro. Your manifesto. I have my own too. I have the one where you and Colm stand up on the stage, shiny, and promise none of the things you're talking about now, 3 years into your term, in your manifesto. None of them in Manning Manifesto. None of them in Vision 2030 or Vision 2020. So the only place you heard it was here. The Progressive Empowerment Party has changed the national narrative and has changed the way government looks at politics. But they know one thing, and you have to know this too. It is very hard to build and maintain perpetual growth in a political party. You can't do politics for politics' sake. You have a 5-year cycle. And if you don't make it, and if you're not in government or opposition, the party could die. They're just trying to pace us now. And they have the money to do that. They have financier money, and they have people who bet in. They have people who build school in this country. And we talk about HDC, eh? There are people who build schools in this country and repair schools for 30 and 40 million. That it ain't worth $500,000. 30 and 40 million dollars. And then packing money away. So they betting and they doubling down. PNM, look 20 million, UNC, look 20 million. But if God shine on Trinidad and Tobago and the Progressive Empowerment Party comes into office, plenty of them will not hold their head and ball. And you see how Jack Warner gets sued from all his investor financiers? That will happen to the PNM and the UNC. We will destroy them at the polls. You have that power. Don't take on. You see, that's why I blocked the sycophants. It's not because afraid to take them on you. Today I tell a lawyer, what did I tell him? I want to tell you, because the man come on one of my walls, one of my conversations, and 2 of my team members, Satish and Debbie Lee, roughing them up and telling them that the 3 journalists I put on my post should sue me, and he's a lawyer, and he telling them what he know. And when I read in this thing, I said, nah, this is the exchange. Because Debbie Lee is asking, why would anybody be interested in the bacchanal when the information is available? So she's saying to him, actually my question was in reference to your assumption that all we want is to get access to the cookie jar we call the treasury. Trying to make yourself look relevant by slipping in your career does not help your case. He told her, I knew that's what you were referring to, and I know that you know that I am a lawyer, because you asked me what law school I went to. University of West East London and Wolverhampton, by the way. I was showing you how people don't always judge people by their own standards from their own action, blah, 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 blah. But by then, because it's a whole long thread, but it's all I would copy and paste. When I have a certain skill set, I have a very, very fast mind, critical thinker, logical, and I could speak. I'm a wordsmith. This is what I do. I've been doing that for a long time, communications, writing. I have written more words than all those journalists put together, and I do that because I love to write. So I have to tell him, and this is what I'm telling, I'm only sharing this with you, because when I block Inshan, Ishmael, and Marcia Brave Boy, and Kim Cole, and these little bottom dwellers, it's not that I don't want to go toe-to-toe with them, but it's like they say, what does this say? It's like trying to put a dress on a pig. All it does is get you dirty and it could upset the pig. That's what I had to tell him. Because he was saying in the post that they should sue me. And I said to him, all of them have the same grap of lawyers and they know where my lawyers are. Silverway. Clearly you got your degree from a taco stand because you would know that public figures cannot sue unless there's profit attached. But I hope you are the person they retain so we can take some of their money and yours too. You may be able to bullshit people who do not know the law, but step beyond the talk. I'd be happy to bring, and I listed all of the ladies, suitors in government that they've been publicly linked to, that made the point when you dealing with things like defamation, it's called, I think it's called fair comment. That's what it's called, fair comment. If it's fact, it's fact. You can discuss fact. You can't defame Rowley by saying he's a jackass. It's fact. I said, when you come to shoot, don't talk. You'll remember that. From the good, the bad, and the ugly. I said, I stand by my pose. And then I said, Debbie Lee and Satish, he is a lawyer like Dr. Dre is a doctor. Ignore his stunted bullshit. Drop mic. Drop the mic. But that's not my role in politics. But if we have to go down, we're going down. But look what just happened there. Me sharing that with you and me sharing that on that wall took the conversation away from the point, which is what trolls do. And the point is, TV6 is controlled by government, CNMG is controlled by government, Guardian Media is invested in government, as is Newsday. All of them have a vested interest in the PNM's government. And many of the journalists are in personal relationships with politicians. Now, somebody asked me the other day, how is that my concern or anybody else's? I want you to understand something. Journalism, media, plays a role in society. And if you are in bed, figuratively or literally, with the object that you should be scrutinizing, the system has broken down. Asha Javid cannot interview Stuart Young under the covers. She cannot. She needs to be completely dispassionate and disconnected from the subject. And that is basic tenets of media and journalism. But that is lost in Trinidad. It's completely lost. People don't understand that journalists, the fourth estate, plays a role. Benjamin Franklin is famous in the United States, but a lot of people don't know that what Benjamin Franklin did for the entire independence revolution was print and distribute every day information. He had a printing press, and Gutenberg changed the world when he created the printing press, because prior to Gutenberg's printing press, knowledge was shared person to person or written down. The reason we have monasteries in the world, what monasteries are for, was that monks would spend their entire lives writing out the Bible over and over and over and over. That's what monasteries were for. Monks would sequester themselves away from society and write out the Bible or other books. They could be asked to write out medical books and whatever. But when Gutenberg invented the printing press, it became possible. What a monk would take a day or two to write could print in a minute. Press the press. Boom, it's printed. Page gone. Next page. Next page. Next page. That changed the world. Benjamin Franklin was doing for the American Revolution what I do every night. Bring information to the people. Just keep bringing information to the people. Trusting that at some point the people would be sufficiently informed, educated, liberated, emancipated, that they would act in their own best interest. History writes itself both ways. And you have to learn how to look at history from the other side of the looking glass. Because things develop not the way it is set out when it is recorded for posterity. Things happen differently. And if but this did not happen, that could not happen. And if that didn't happen, this would have failed. And that's the chess game of global politics, and knowledge is a superpower. And the ability to disseminate information is a superpower. And that is why the PNM has held down the media. Bribery, romance, contracts for the owners. The only free media in Trinidad and Tobago is social media. Thank all of the gods that it exists, because without it, we're in trouble. Without social media, we're in trouble. Pure trouble. This allows, and social media is doing something else. Social media is destroying traditional media. It's almost gone. Social media has destroyed cable TV. It's destroyed news, nightly news. People want their news on demand. I want my news now, as it happens. We've gotten accustomed to that. We've gotten accustomed to news now. And CNN, which gave you a 24-hour news cycle that everybody else followed, that was for time. But you've hooked us on news. So now we want to see it as it happens. If the bomb is going off, show it to us. We want to see the bomb, we want to see the response, we want to see the police, we want to see the fire engines, we want to see the ambulances, we want to see everything. We want to be in the loop. You can't wait till 7 o'clock for Akash Samaru and Goldali to tell you what you know happened since 3 o'clock this morning. And they don't get that. And if you took out government advertising from Guardian, Newsday, Express, all three collapsed in a heap in a week. No, Samga don't have enough business to advertise to keep Guardian alive. Guardian is already dead. Every 6 months, they're shrinking it down a little bit. It's almost the size of a comic book right now. It used to be a tabloid, remember? Look where it reached. Smaller than everybody else. The distributors who used to distribute newspapers, they used to have people used to go. I have a friend who was a distributor for the Express. And they used to be lined up outside the Express and pack their vans to the top with papers to go out and distribute. And then the shops would get it 4 o'clock in the morning and the people would come and get it. Nobody buying no newspaper now. Nobody buying newspaper. And after this last generation, that's kind of dying out. It done. It done. CNC3 dead. Bernard Pantin is fighting a losing battle and is going to piss the people off, trying to save his DirecTV franchise. It's over. It's over. Nobody wants to watch cable TV on a schedule when we could watch everything we want to watch on demand. We could binge watch. We could set when we watch it. I know that Modern Family, Big Bang Theory, Shameless, these are a couple shows that I watch. And as soon as there's an update and a new episode, I get an update, I watch that. But I don't need to go and tune in. Remember when Thursday night on NBC was must-see TV? And that was Friends, leading in Seinfeld, leading in another show. It was must-see TV, NBC Thursdays. And that was because you got your shows at that time on a Thursday night. And you could have actually set people's schedule. That gone. That done. But come back to this. The people have an opportunity now, and the whole country, the world, but we think in Trinidad, is in a state of flux. Because Trinidadians now are dealing with information overload. You ever heard the term cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is a state that your body enters when you are getting so much information that contradicts the facts that you hold to be sacrosanct. When you have to intervene in your own thought process to defend what you believe from what you are hearing, it becomes difficult. A lot of reactions, people react on social media. And a lot of those people who react racially and violently and argumentatively, even this little doctor the other day who got herself in trouble, a lot of that is because people do not know how to disagree without becoming disagreeable. They don't know, and it's something that I had to learn. It's difficult. People have not yet acquired, we've not kept up with the technology, we've not evolved properly. There's skill sets that we have to develop. One of those things, one of the best things that came out of the social media, constant debate, because we're constantly debating multiples of people. One of the things that we have to learn is agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. I could try to teach you, and I could keep putting information out there. You don't agree with what I say, I don't agree with what you say. We agree to disagree. We don't have to fight. I don't have to hate you. I don't have to hate you. You don't have to hate me. There's a guy called Patrick Watson, Professor Patrick Watson. I think highly of the man. I do not believe that he is in 2018. I think earthquake. Earthquake. You all felt it? It's still going on. It's still going on. Earthquake. Earthquake. Earthquake live. Still going on. Are you feeling it? And it's only because I live with your line run outside, you know. That's my first reaction. Right. That was a wake-up call. So, anywho, I have to just make sure my mother okay. Because that's my role as a son. So let me just make that call. You all didn't feel it, you all saw it by me. I gave you an earthquake live. Mother answered the phone, she was still panicking. Are you okay? Don't be relaxed. It passed. It's past and it's gone. Alright, just relax yourself. Relax. It's over, okay? Alright, Mom. Talk to you later. Bye. Excuse me again. You all felt that earthquake? I am actually live on social media right now. People watched me watch into the camera and endure that earthquake. I didn't run outside like I normally would. I am live right now talking to you. Okay, bye. Yeah, a third call. There was a, you all felt the earthquake in St. Joseph? Yeah. No, I did not run outside. I'm live. I had to stay live talking to people while the earthquake was happening. That was a strong one, huh? Yeah, I'm still live right now, so I'll call you after. Bye. Everybody who knows me wants to know if I am okay too. They had to call my mother and they have to call me. You all felt it? Oh God, chemtrailing and harp. Seriously, dude. We really believing in that? Aftershocks coming soon, so I'll talk that, you know. Because this time I will really abandon you, huh? You just have to make sure you don't die. But anyway, where were we? We're talking media. But I want you to understand this, huh? We are at a place now where each of us, and this is why I had to walk away from both the PNM and the UNC. I had to step away. I had to step away from the Congress and the people and all of that. I had to step back because when you get to a point where nothing makes sense, you have all the time in the world, all the money in the world, all the skill sets, all the people, you have everything you need to properly run a country, and we're still not properly running a country, and I'm watching people become billionaires. I'm seeing the system corrupted and diseased and broken. And I'm watching it and I'm thinking, this can't be right. It's not going to work. This is not going to work for Trinidad and Tobago. And I had to step back and step away. And then, long story short, we're here as a Progressive Empowerment Party, and thankfully, many of you all feel the same way. Many of you all feel, I can't wait to go back after the video and check myself when I actually see the earthquake started. That was a long, hard one, but anyway, what we have to do, we, all of us, we have to look at everything dispassionately. We have to look at it from a position of understanding. If you understand how money works, and they tell you that we spend $1 billion every week in Trinidad, and you don't see us getting anything fit, then ask a question. Just ask a question. If the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service does not work, and it has not worked for a long time, and that governments are disparaging our police service instead of fixing and cleaning up our police service, ask why. If we have billions of dollars of cocaine coming in to Trinidad and Tobago to transship to Spain, Canada, and the United States, and all it takes is to simply secure the borders, and they don't, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why the boats are parked up in Coast Guard. People will tell you they need maintenance, they need service, they need gas. Yes, yes, yes. But that also works in part of your plan. Because you're securing your borders. You don't tell the cocaine smugglers, hey, hold your hand, we need gas. It doesn't work so. You have a job, secure the borders. We spend $9 billion a year on national security. Where's that money? A guy who benefits from national security contracts is on my wall telling me goes to salaries. What utter bullshit. $9,000 million a year in salaries. How many people we have hired? Madness. But I'm saying to you, ask yourself, if Trinidad is 56 years independent and we've spent billions of dollars, we spent trillions of dollars nationally, not over the years, we spend $1 billion a week. We give public utilities billions of dollars every year. How is it impossible to just pipe water, store it, clean it, pipe it? How is that impossible to Trinidad? And here, man, we've had 56 years and we have 41 constituencies. All we had to do, if it was a big project to us, do the biggest constituencies. Do Miaro, San Fernando, Labre, Toco-Manzanilla, Tobago East, Tobago West, and come up the road till they get to the smaller constituencies. Identify the water sources and do it. How is it impossible for us to do something as simple as to, we do it every day, gather water, process it, and distribute it. That's what Blue Waters does. That's what they do. And they use trucks and supermarkets and gas stations and parlors. You don't even need that. You pipe it straight into people's house. How is it impossible for you to do it and Blue Waters can and make a profit? How? And you getting subsidized on billions of dollars. Ask those questions. Ask those questions. Ask it. Ask why we don't run this country properly. Ask it. Because the answers, when they start to come to you, you will realize that Trinidad is broken by design. It is deliberate that political parties front business interests. You could call them the oligarchy, the Chamber of Commerce, the Manufacturers Association. You could call it the Lodge, the Secret Society, the Backroom Boys, the 1%. All of those fancy names don't matter. But you have to admit to yourself, somebody is the beneficiary. When Roger Ganesh, as Director of Highways in Trinidad, gave his son-in-law one contract, not the multiples of contracts, one contract, he should have been investigated and prosecuted for misbehavior in public office and sent to jail. When Roger Ganesh gave Dino Kalu of Calco his first public works contract, Roger Ganesh was supposed to be prosecuted for misbehavior in public office. And that's just him. And that's just that. And that's just then. And understand that every public office holder has a job, and it's a simple job. This is your job. The man in charge of licensing office have a simple job, you know. We make it look, we complicate it so that it's frustrating, so that people are willing to pay a bribe. We make education so impossible to achieve that parents willing to pay for extra lessons. In Venezuela, children go to school for 4 hours a day, you know. No extra lessons, 4 hours a day. In Trinidad, we put our children in school for 7 and 8 hours a day, and they still can't learn it. And then we have to go after school and give them extra lessons, torturing these children. Because we set it up to fail. The public health sector is an entire thiefdom. If you think about it, $14 million is spent every day on public health in Trinidad and Tobago. $40 million. That's insane. We spent $50 billion in the last 10 years and built not a new hospital. The hospitals that are being built, the one that Kamala built, all of those are loans. Those are outside of that money. The $50 billion was recurrent expenditure. On what? On what? What? Because the hospitals have no beds, they have no staff, they have no blood bottles, they have no bandages. What is it spent on but fattening already fat cows? And again, these people don't want me to come to power, because if I come to power, and I know it's people that I grew up with, and I know that some of them is people I call family, but I want to tell them now, I have seen what you've done to my country. You and the gang, the entire contractocracy gang, the PNM, the UNC, the financiers, the bagmen, the business interests, the suppliers, just Rowley and Sinanan and Colm, just that triumvirate of evil that destroyed what was going on the port and collapsed the Port Authority Board so that they could go to Austal in Australia to buy boats worth billions of dollars so the local agent, who is a PNM financier, could get kickback interest to share with them. That alone is misbehavior in public office. Keith Rowley taking $3 million and giving it to the Maxi Coffee family is a crime. Keith Rowley stole that money. Keith Rowley doesn't have the authority to take up money from the treasury. He may be called the Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister has certain... Listen, I am the political leader of the Progressive Empowerment Party. I am responsible for more money coming into the party than anybody else. And I do not sign checks. I have no access to the bank account. And I have to ask how much money we have. And it is the same thing for the Prime Minister. You need a disconnect. You have to have a disconnect. Because people will get like what's going on now. When Keith Rowley spent $3 million on Maxi Coffee's medical, 2 crimes were committed because Keith wasn't authorized to spend it and Maxi wasn't entitled to receive it. Both are crimes. Both are crimes. When Maxi received that money, in police jargon, that is fraudulent conversion. That is taking money meant for this and using it for that. And that's a crime. That's a crime. Punishable by jail. When the Speaker of the House of Representatives continues to give Maxi Coffee leave, she does a multiple of things wrong. She is robbing the people of La Hoqueta Talparo of representation in the Parliament. She is frustrating the Parliament that is built on 41 seats. Government comes from that. But what is worse, she is giving a man permission to stay away from work and continue to receive a salary. She is making that judgment call personally without knowing the true extent of his condition or if he will ever be able to return to work. So she is frustrating the system herself to the benefit of a PNM colleague. And that is conspiracy to defraud the country. That is misbehavior in public office. And the Speaker of the House should be removed from office and investigated and prosecuted in a real country. Because she doesn't have a sick leave or a fit for work certificate that she can share with the public that says Maxi has this and within 3 months he'll be back. Stuart Young, as Minister of Communication, lied to the public when he told the public that Maxi was getting better. It was a lie. Stuart Young lied. Stuart Young used your money, your office, the post that you hired him to lie to you, to come to you and tell you that Maxi Coffee getting better, and Stuart Young knew he was lying. Fitzgerald Hines was drawing cabinet salary and lied to you. Camille Robinson Regis lied to you. Keith Christopher Rowley went La Hoqueta Talparo, lied to them and lied to you. And that's why Faris don't want social media. A Progressive Empowerment Party government here, man. Faris said they have 24,692 gang members and we know their names. And stunt artists. Nice thing for the media to print. But people say, look, 24,000. Wasting my time. The Progressive Empowerment Party has a plan to isolate and remove from society all gang members. Remove them immediately. Isolate and remove. And then dismantle all gang infrastructure while simultaneously securing the nation's borders, cleaning up the police service, and removing the illegal guns from society through two things. One, a 3-month police reward program where police officers would be given $1,000 for every illegal gun that they bring in once the borders are secure, so no new guns can come in. For that 3 months, police alone, law enforcement, will be given a reward. Not bandits. I don't want bandits benefiting from their guns, but law enforcement would benefit from bringing in the guns. Keith Rowley said 30,000 illegal guns. We say $1,000 a gun. That's $30 million. 30,000, $30 million. We will put aside $30 million to give to police to bring in the guns. After the 3 months is up, we will be launching a gun court and a gun squad. And their job is, if we get back 22,000 through the buyback, 8,000 missing, I don't care where, find it, bring it back. Bring them off the streets. Pass law. You get caught with an illegal gun, and it's a simple law. If you have a gun and you are unlicensed to have that gun, go to jail. Go directly to jail for 1 year. If you're standing next to a man packing an illegal gun, you have to prove you didn't know. If it is a child that is being used, that child will be removed from the family and put into foster system. Because if a man could get your child to walk, they say Teshia Henry, who was strangled and murdered in Laventille, was being used to send drugs or ammunition. This is what they say, through gang territories. So that was a gang reprisal. That's the madness that goes on in this country. And nobody answers. Today, 260 people lie down in front of the parliament. Beautiful stunt. Beautiful stunt. Fire Edmund Dillon and then what? Put a next stunt in Jackass, a next bench warmer. The government has failed. If 260 people, 260 citizens of this country, a woman was found today, the attorney and secretary of attorney with her throat slit. 25th woman murdered for the year. The jackass who wrote her soliloquy attacking me for exposing Judy Raymond, then I had them put out, but they are women's organization. They are women's organization. And they say you now feel the earthquake? Or is it another earthquake coming? Because if it is, I go on. Plain talk. Plain talk. We have that responsibility to know what's going on. We have to pay attention. We have to ask questions, critical questions. There are simple answers. Why is this not done? Why is it not done? You know how things are done. You wake up in the morning, you're going to make a cup of coffee. You need kettle, water, stove, cup, spoon, coffee, milk, sugar. That's the assemblage right there. There's an order. Put the water in the kettle, put the kettle on the stove, boil the kettle, put the coffee in the cup, pour the hot water into the kettle, dilute, stir it, add some milk, add some sugar, turn off the stove so you don't burn down the house. Boom. Bob's your uncle. You have a cup of coffee. You understand how systems work. There's an order for things to be done. It is like that in everything. If you want to put a man on the moon, the first thing you need is a rocket. It starts like that. That's your cup. You see what I'm trying to tell you? This is how we need to start thinking. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Barataria, we will be having conversations about how this nation should be run. We deserve a better nation. Trinidad and Tobago deserves a better country. All the people of Trinidad and Tobago need to understand that the government of the country has one job: to secure and protect and to serve you. The well-being of the citizens is the function, reason, and purpose for government, opposition, parliament, cabinet, president, public service, DPP, chief justice, commissioner of police. Them together, that's the government. All of that, you know. The government is not just Rowley and his band, you know. The government is all of the public construct charged with the responsibility of, guess what? Guess what that entire construct is charged with? Guess what its job is? To serve the population of the country. That's it. The ambulance service, the police service, the prison service, the teaching service, public health, water and sewage, local government are all arms of government. And government's job is to take care of you. And if you do not live in a country where things are taken care of, then you have to ask yourself, is the problem the government, the country, or the system? Because something is wrong. When you wake up to make your cup of coffee in the morning, you have kettle, you have water, you have stove, you have coffee, you have sugar, you have milk, but you can't find matches. You're in trouble. You can't get coffee. You have everything else but coffee. You have everything else but milk, or you can drink black coffee. If you have no water, you're chewing your coffee. But that's how it works. You have to ask yourself, if the well-being of the citizens is a function of the government, and the roads aren't paved, the government has failed. 260 people dead, the government failed. Nobody can get service in public health, the government failed. They're taking pornography videos of UE students in UE, government failed. Teachers and children at war, children fighting, gangs leaving the school to go downtown to beat up one another, government failed. People can't own a home, government failed. Government failed, government failed. You have to understand it failed. It's failed. When you all went to lie down today, 260 you all to lie down from the parliament, it's a nice stunt, but it's for nothing. Because what you're supposed to be saying is, government has failed, fire yourself. No. We want back our country. We could take it back and fix it, undo it and redo it to functionality. And deal with it system by system. And let's debate. Put Keith Rowley, Philip Edward Alexander, and Kamla Prasad-Bissessar to stand up in front of the people and answer questions. How would you fix public health? How would you fix the police service? How would you secure the nation? How would you fix education? How would you make it possible for everybody to get a job? How would you make it possible for everybody to own a home? How would you reduce the price of food? How would you make us food self-sufficient? These are questions you need answers to, and you do not have them. And the media, Judy Raymond, Hema Ramkisoon, Fazil Mohammed, Akash Samaru, Golden Bruce, and the rest of the bullshit artists masquerading as journalists in the country, Asha Javid, Suniti Maraj, and the band of malcontents that call themselves media, hiding that from you. Hiding it from you. The media, who is supposed to be lighting that shit up every single day, like I do, hiding that from you. But I'll tell you why you cannot get that debate. Because if you bring Keith Rowley, Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, and Philip Edward Alexander, and I give you a plan that works, and they agree, the question you have to ask is, why didn't you do it? If the Progressive Empowerment Party's public health policy, doctors and nurses internationally say that's the solution, banks ungrudgingly have admitted that our housing policy will be a shot in the arm to the economy, Trinidad and Tobago. It will put us in the stratosphere. It will balance society. It will reduce the need for law enforcement. We don't need to build more jails and more courts and more police. We need to fix our people. Crime and mayhem and murder is a function of a failing society, and a failing society is caused by an absence of leadership and guidance, which is supposed to come from government. And if government has never done their jobs, how could you put God out your thoughts and contemplate putting them back? How? How is that possible? What is wrong with us that we still talking PNM and UNC when we know that the PNM and the UNC has never done anything of value for this country that didn't benefit them, their friends, family, and finances first? What's wrong with us? I would stand up. Keith Rowley said that Trinidad's economy cannot be diversified. He got 5 minutes Amar played it on the radio, 5 minutes of Keith Rowley, and in 1 minute, I told Trinidad and Tobago how you diversify this economy and the multiples of ways. They say you don't build a house on one pillar because if that pillar breaks, the house fall. But we've built our house on one pillar for 56 years. Energy, oil and gas. But that is as an industry, haphazard with vicissitudes. Prices go up, prices go down. You put a heritage and stabilization fund, you say you'll use it to balance. But in a country where you cannot trust governments with the cookie jar because the heritage and stabilization fund has just been looted by Coleman Bird. So there's nothing to stabilize, nothing. We still felt the full impact of the fake recession while they empty the heritage and stabilization fund. So if you bring them, Kamala and Keith and me, and we debate the critical issues of governance, forget the ad hominem attacks, forget the personalities, forget it. You as citizens and us as potential leaders tell you what we would do to make Trinidad food self-sufficient, to reduce the cost of food, to make farming an entrepreneurial opportunity in Trinidad and Tobago, how we would plan tertiary education, what we would do for healthcare, how we will get water for all. These, how we secure the nation, end the drug trade, end human trafficking, end the gun smuggling. All of these things you need to know. And I'm telling you, they would have to leave that stage in shame because they could only do one of two things. They could stick to the bullshit of their own track record, which failed, or they could agree with the Progressive Empowerment Party and me, and they again fail. Because if you were government and you didn't know this, or you didn't do this, why would I trust you now? Why would I trust you with my vote, or to lead my country, when I trusted you before with my vote and to lead my country, and you made a right mess of it? You've never, Kamala has never put out a policy document on anything. She uses sound bites, living wage. But the media wouldn't pierce it. Tell me what you mean by that. To what will you peg it? How will you determine that it is a living wage? Because there's a gap between earnings and expenses. And to make a living wage, you have to close that gap. How would you close that gap, Kamala? Because the Progressive Empowerment Party is very clear about how we will close that gap. And if you use our idea, why should they hire you when you had 5 years and didn't know? Or worse, if you knew and didn't do, because then you don't care about people. So let's turn the Friday night line into an earthquake show. How long we on, boy? Why I feeling like it's about 2 hours? No, we start at 9:30. Messages for so. Listen. Khalil Gibran wrote a book called The Prophet. It's a very small book. It's available for free online. Read it. It is a map to critical thinking. In it, he says things like, you can muffle the drum and you could loosen the strings of the lyre, but who can command the skylark not to sing? And these things that are continuously happening in this country are happening because we've been, and let's be honest, lazy with our democracy. We've not taken it upon ourselves. People see I've taken a lot onto me, and it drew people to me, and people have taken responsibilities and we formed a party, and we're growing by the day. I mean, we're growing massively, and I can't wait for this to be in government so we could prove that everything we said, because you see, David Rudder referred to Trinidad in one of his calypsos as paradise on earth convincingly. I love the term. I love that he had to qualify it. Paradise on earth convincingly. Faith is confident expectancy. It's a definition. It's real. We could have a nation, paradise on earth. Paradise on earth where people could work a normal day's work and raise their family. Where nobody has to be on a treadmill to success. Wealth driven, abandoning your children, nobody raising the next generation. We don't have to be like that. We could be a country where you could find your potential and maximize it. You could be a musician, artist, athlete, tradesman, hairdresser, whatever, sportsman, what you want to be, and pursue that. And as far as it is possible for the government to get involved and assist you to the benefit of the state, the Progressive Empowerment Party, here's some of the ideas we have. Every single activist that exists now, political, charitable, social, all activists, environmental, all activists that exist and operate now, we want to bring them together and form something called the Activist Council. And we want to meet with the Activist Council regularly, maybe once a month, maybe once a quarter, who knows. In the beginning, it'll be far more regular. And because activists are involved on the ground, we want to talk to them to help us keep in touch with the ground. So you tell me what's going on in the environment that needs governmental input. What's going on in women's affairs? What's going on? All the gender and women's activists, tell us what's going on in gender and women's affairs that needs governmental intervention. What's going on in social development that needs governmental. When you get an activist council and you work with them to bring policy to the places that need it most, you start to fix the country. We say, like a rising tide, we will lift all boats. We want to create a council of all retirees and all who want a chance to contribute to society. We want to give them the tools and the opportunity, because a lot of people at the height of their career, at the height of their skill set, expertise, experience, and knowledge, we retire them and send that beautiful mind to waste away. That's why people die. Now you imagine if the ex-marketing director of a big international company like Nestle is still in Trinidad and he's retired. Imagine if he could be seconded to the school system to teach marketing to anybody who wants to learn at a subsidized course, whatever your age. And we have so many like them. We have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of retirees that could teach art, craft, dance, martial arts, macrame. They could do homework supervision. Children need help. They need something to do with their time. We could put our people back to active participation, which will bring our society back to a level where we respect all of our people. Because right now we don't respect our elders. We don't respect the brain trust that is contained in the bounty of elders that we have. When you talk to old people, they tell you stuff that could help you jump the queue. They've done it, they've seen it, they know. Because technology changed, but life doesn't. And the truth of the matter is, if we don't start to build back the community and give all of our people relevance and respect, you could stunt in front of the parliament once a week. Next week, go and stunt and lie down again for the next bunch of people are dead. And I'm not trying to belittle it, you know, but I'm doing this every night. And there is an abundance of information that we share that's in the public space that people should be debating, they should be discussing. We should be looking at how do we fix this country for everybody. But there's a kind of selfish gene in a lot of us. And a lot of us just want all for me, all for me, all for me, all. But we don't realize that when we do so well at everybody else's expense and we live in a gated community, the people that we leave outside the gate, hungry and starving, they are now not our friends. They don't see us anymore as brother and sister Trinbagonians. They see us as prey. They see us as an opportunity for their own self. People's needs must be met. Must be met. Start by making sure that the country is set up properly. That those who want a job can have a job. That we make sure that all of our people could learn to read. When you teach your people to read, you open the world to them. We have a massive illiterate population. Every year we put out a large graduating class of functional illiterates on top of it. We're having arguments and fights and squabbles because people don't know that they don't know. And there's no leadership. You have a jackass for a prime minister. The man is an absolute jackass. If I debate Keith Rowley, I will hurt his brain. I have looked into Kamala's eyes and I know she's not ready. That would just be to prove one thing. And I would do it and I'd be kind. But it's to prove one thing, that we've never had real leadership. We've never elected to public office people who are capable of doing something. And you wouldn't say, I'm on a plane to go to New York City, I like him, let him fly it. You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that. Let her fly the plane. I'm having my tonsils out. I like her. Let her administer the anesthetic and let that fella there, let him cut me up. You wouldn't do that. But we do that every time we have an election. PNM send up somebody for Belmont East and the media is not giving you an opportunity to quiz and determine the skill and knowledge set of that person. The PNM took money from the owner of Brand Source to put his girlfriend in the Senate, who went there and quoted Aristotle. She quoted Aristotle. Bold. Nobody taught the child how to read or how to think, and they put her in the Senate. And she wanted to quote Aristotle, and she don't know how to pronounce Aristotle's name. And she started there. But the PNM needed Brand Source money. So he girl could get in the Senate. And I have to say it nasty so. Because we do too much bedroom politics. And now that BC Paris has jumped in to defend Judy Raymond, I'm still his friend. But every time something comes up in the country, I'm going to ask BC, just for shits and giggles, BC, what do you think of this? And what do you think about the fact that it's not in the media? Because at some point, even he will realize he's on the wrong side of history. On July 16th, Belmont East and Barataria, you can change this country. That earthquake we feel tonight is joke. Belmont East and Barataria, you could rock this country to its foundations. Paint those two districts orange. You want to see wake up everybody politically in this country. Peter Farai, I am not ignoring my social media is a hub. I have close to 50,000 people following me at any one time. And my message threads on WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger don't stop. Anything that goes on in the country, it's sent to me. So if anybody was damaged during that earthquake, we don't know by now.
If it is the movement to be only full amount, when you're voting, put them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you put them in, put them out. Register and put them out. If they can see, put them out. Save your finger and put them out. Show them no mercy, put them out. Put them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power to be dangerous. Let's put our country together again. If for 20 years you voted them in, and it's only chances as soon as they win. They give you big words and enslave your soul, promising your roads and digging potholes.
Have you ever, in all the time that you've been alive, seen a road properly set up and maintained in this country? Ever?
If they are the reason why the economy goes rout, when you're voting, put them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout.
Judy Raymond, Asha Javid, Sunati Maharaj, Goldali Bruce, Hema Ramkisoon, Akash Samaru, Fazir Mohammed. This question is for you. What happened to Howard Chinley's wife and the litany of crimes that she was charged with while speeding down the road with an unsecured child, no license, no insurance? What happened to her? And what happened to the police officer who charged her?
When you're voting, put them out. If it is the building I sought, east, west, north, and south, the same way you put them in, put them out. Register and put them out. Totally, put them out. Save your finger and put them out. Rescue the country, put them out. Put them out with tempo, they happy and big. Let's put our country together again. Pull them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Rowling lies so much tonight the earth couldn't take it. It shake. Somebody just put out this.
If their policy is a fallacy, their bureaucracy a catastrophe. If they cannot cope, and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to go.
Now, if we had a conversation just now and we said that if you put Keith Rowley, Kamala Prasad, Bisesa, and Philip Alexander in a debate and ask information critical to the country, don't stop asking. Don't stop demanding it. When people come to give you ad hominem attacks and character assassination, say forget that. let your leader debate mine. Let your leader debate Philip Alexander. The winner take all, the loser leave politics and never come back. I'm willing to agree to that. Let us do a debate. We'll go Balize House. I promise you, we can do it anywhere, but it must be live and it must be fair. Everybody must answer the same questions, and all those questions are based on how will you fix all of these things? How will you fix the economy? How will you fix education, public health, food, home ownership, jobs? How would you fix those things? Let's have that debate, and the loser leave politics, never to return.
If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout, when you're voting for them all, if it is a frustration, let's make you want to shout, when you're voting for them all, before the misuse out, keep us silent and mix up, if it's you who vote them in, register and vote them all. All of them, stick your finger up, them on the system, put them out in Scarborough and in Port Respect. Let's put our country together again. Put them out in Kamuto and in Laromet. Let's put our country together again.
While we're speaking, we have such powerful minds. We have advisors on everything. If you all feel that we make this up, we have advisors and we listen to professionals. Hear this, huh? Small point for health. This is sent to me by our health advisor. Consultants in hospitals are specialists. Their appointments should be based on receiving training, not political appointments and acting positions converted to full positions. Once a consultant in a specialty, then by law they can only practice this same specialty privately. At present, anyone can do anything privately if they feel they can do it. This leads to seeking financial gain that puts patients at risk, and they also leave their jobs in hospital to go to the private hospitals. Second, foreigners want to come and work here, fine. As foreign doctors and nurses, they can only work in the government system, no independent private practice, as their degrees are not recognized. But they can work in the structure of the government where a recognized consultant can supervise. Then the government system will have full staffing, and private sector has only the correct people correctly doing their trained specialty. The mafia that goes on at present is suffering the people.
People must come first, citizens by right. None of the others, yellow, black or white. Who shelter and close, free movement and speech. A garden that grows, and one law for each.
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, you could continue that earthquake. Come to Barataria. Come and spend 2 hours with me. Come, there will be an open microphone. Come and involve yourself. You want to, you know you want to. When I done this video at the end of the night, all it is well talk, you know. I started to go back and read 1,002, 1,003, 1,400 comments. All this talk full time. So you know you want to talk. Come and talk, open mic. Come and share your views. Come and ask questions. Come and listen. Come out. I'm looking forward to all of you. Bring your whole family. Let people see what real change sounds like. Let them see what a real political party looks like. Come and be a part of that. Come tomorrow. Help build it. Add yourself. Come tomorrow at 4 o'clock at 6th Street, Barataria. Listen to me. Maritime Plaza. Once you find yourself to Maritime Plaza and you drive wrong it like you're going to Barataria, you'll see 6th Street. Turn into 6th Street, you will see a sea of orange. That is where we will be. I'm looking for you all tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And listen, when I come back after that meeting, I'm going to be calling all you out there. So who not in Trinidad? Who in Trinidad? better turn out, or you want to bring a note from your grandmother as to why you was absent.
If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, put them out, put them out. If it is that avarice, it's what they seem to know, when you're voting, put them out, put them out.
If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When elections day come, all bandits must go. Empty.
Register and put them out.
Fire
If
them.
they can see, put them out. Say no finger and put them out. Show them no mercy. Put them out with total scorn and utter mistake. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power to begin the reign. Let's put our country together again.
People, joke is joke, but damn joke is no joke. Everything you see tonight, everything you hear tonight, when you get inspired that the country could be saved, add yourself to that. Come out. Come out. I want your advice. I want your guidance. I want your support. I want your camaraderie. I want to know that what we're doing here is not lost. I want to know that it's not just entertainment, but you want a better country too. That you think that we deserve a better country. And if you do, come out. Come out. I want to close on something real nice though, because we ain't played for a while and I just love this song. I love the idea of this song. I remember when she sang it at the Marsh Grass show. I get goosebumps from the toe to the top of my head. I said not one wasted word. Perfect rhythm. Perfect production. This is one of the greatest calypsos ever written, properly performed.
They say to make country so stressful, so tense. They say young jail, too much violence. Your papa man go, this sweet trip they go. I tell them no way, no way. How the people small-minded, my cautious and loud. Of ball and scandal, they boastful and proud. Yet somehow I see all this foolery as window dressing. They still a blessing. You see, I just see it on barbecue. Peas, rice, and cascadu. You grab and galaloo, me neighbor just came in and leaving. Me neighbor stray so deep and freedom the country. Where else in the world you know? Sweet man and calypso. People just overflow today's in the street. Not leaving. It's here where come see me, it's here I go there. They see a people creative who must overcome. Make magic from old steel, from rusty old drum. So why should I fear? Some tears here and there, I tell them no way, no way. Camaraderie so special, like natural instinct. Give me two by the rivers, come take a drink. Outspoken backhand, no silent by my soul. Forget New York, I'm on the auto. You see, I just drink some Baba's brew, punching from my Mountain Dew. One late and mellow to make my phone get just screaming. I'm leaving. The neighbors stay so deep and freedom the country. Where else in the world you know? Just have them wind down low, and if you don't get on, so they watch you see. Not leaving. It's here where come see me, it's here I go there. The
The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we can stand the scrutiny. All I know that true democracy. How we vote is not how we party. There's no place like home, some people say. Don't come on, believe to make your way. Put in your hands and know their destiny. So come on and pick up the country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me. From Cuba to Signal Hill. Arima to Charlottesville. Matlock down to Port of Spain. We play in my solo rain. Sweet, sweet TNT. All I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Style just change, man rearrange, and that goes clear. 'Cause nothing can compare to a tree rising. Oh no, nothing can compare to a tree rising. As crazy as we might seem to be, we still fight to be a family. Indian, African, or a Chinese, Syrian, French, Creole, or Portuguese. We blessed with a spirit fiery. Some people say God is a Trinity. Sweet woman parade abundantly. Now the problem is plain to see. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. There's no place on earth I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me. Westmoreland to Lucy Road. From Sando to Mayor Road.
I'm out of our way, I'm going
From Pina to Grand River.
David Brother. Don't you
We
make this.
live in abundance everywhere. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me. No, 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 no. Sweet TNT.
Take another one then. Friday Night Line. We talk too much politics.
And this one is about uniting the nation. Why we fuss and fight? What I say?
Somebody just messaged me, a fellow by the name of Sheldon Ramnath. Hear this beautiful message, because you all know we having a curricue. We're having a curricue on the 30th of June. There's going to be one mad lime at PEP headquarters. But look at this message. You see why I love my Trini people? Good night, Mr. Alexander. I want to buy 100 boxes of curricue to donate for the homeless. Can you contact me at, he gave his number, Sheldon. Sheldon, brother. I want some more orders like that. Help us sell out this curricue tonight. people online, but plenty of them is people who want to buy tickets for the curricue. Please help me out. Help me sell it out tonight. 20, 30, 40. It's $60 a ticket. Buy it and bring your friends and family and eat roti. It's the best roti in Trinidad, curricue. Roti Cafe Santa Cruz. But you could buy it and give it to the homeless because we're distributing it live on social media. Be a part of this now. The curricue is our fundraiser covering some of the selection expenses. Help us out, please. You can write it right here on the line that you're buying 10, 20, 30, you buy next 100.
This land is my land and my legacy.
I want tickets. Buy one ticket.
Vehemently united so that we stand independently. Celebrating our nation's first half century with a culture so inherently in all our being. I love the way we walk and talk with rhythm and such melody. I salute my country, my Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, my Trinidad and Tobago. Keep our heart full of fire, burn so bright, dedicated to everything that's right. Keep unity and equality. My Trinity, one heart, one soul, so great, so bold, building stronger, going together, climbing higher, reaching further. We are one heart, yeah, we are much fun, but it's so perfect from home. We are action, holy flowers in one bloom.
We are the speedy cosmic go, the scarlet light, the sinful flag. We are kings and queens and scholars. We are so competitive in
We are food and mood and gas and food and such a breezy attitude.
this longitude and latitude. And all that show
My gratitude, we are.
we are Trinidad and Tobago, and this island is also made of it so. We are Trinidad and Tobago, and the metal of this island so made of it so. We are silver, bronze, and a gold. And I'm say we go tell you world. Love in me heart, love in me soul. Chain beg all of me tell you world.
If we do, if we are my head, but who's the say? Hey, who's oceans of integrity, aspiring and achieving with real unity, believing and nurturing that philosophy. And though I'm not free of controversy, I always need you close to me.
track and there's no turning back. I see hope for the future, we must take it further. So much here to treasure, gifted beyond measure. We've done such great things and continue to do much more. My Trinidad and Tobago, my Trinidad and Tobago. Keep my hand full of fire that burns so bright, dedicated to everything that's right. Keep unity and equality, in love, unity, yeah.
Again, on that big song. A big song. And for this big song, I want some tickets sold for the curriculum. I have 500 tickets to go. Help me. So you guys know. me buy the Kariku tickets because I'm playing music till all the Kariku tickets sell out. Sell it out for me, please. Sell it out for me, please. We have 500 to sell. Sheldon just bought 100. We have 400 more. There's a big tune. This is for the people who know and love Calypso. I hope I get a load because the internet playing up and it's puffing. But seriously, on the live right now, commit now. 1 ticket, 2 tickets, 5 tickets, 10 tickets. It's $60. All the money going towards the party. And we really need your help. We have no deep pocket finances. This is not one of those political parties founded in Afghanistan. This is a real for the people, by the people, of the people party. And we need your help. We absolutely need your help. Absolutely, absolutely. And I have to keep talking till I get this thing to load. So until it loads, you're going to hear me say the Kariku is on the 30th of June and it is at 19 Stanmore Avenue. Last year we had a barbecue line at the same time and it was very, 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 very well attended. It was absolutely enjoyable. People had a really, really good time. We had celebrities came by and visited.
Wow, it's carnival time again. So you gotta run around the bend and teach your friends. It's carnival is here again, is how we feel you. Yeah, my gosh.
I've seen Carnival in Rio Mas, in Toronto, Fiesta, in Mexico, and I've seen New Orleans, Mardi Gras Bacchanal, but nothing to beat the Trinidad Carnival. When you hear the tempo, the land vibrate with tempo, the island like one disco, jamming soca, jamming calypso. Hear them bassline moving, see all them waistline moving. Costumes of work, rhythm and dirt is the greatest show on the earth. I've seen New York greatest actors, Hollywood designers and Broadway great producers. Designers and the actors and producers in Carnival, Broadway don't have nothing over them at all. When you hear the tempo, the land vibrate with tempo, the island like one disco, jamming soca, jamming calypso. Hear them bassline moving, see all them waistline moving. Costumes of wood, rhythm like dirt is the greatest show on the earth.
Hey man, Gavin Bernard Franco, who is not even in Trinidad, he is taking 21 tickets to donate to the homeless. We're getting multiples of things going to happen on that day, you know, because so many people are buying in bulk to donate to the homeless. So what we're going to be able to do is fund the party and feed the homeless, courtesy all of you. That is brilliant and beautiful. So right now, please, Satish Ramsaran is on the thread, head of finance. And I'm trying to manage and monitor who's buying and who's doing what. So give me 2 minutes and I'm sorry, I'll give you something in the meantime. Something nice, right?
Rajin Najim Jim Jum
You know you have to hear that.
Chana na 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 nazir Chana na 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 nazir Chaturang ko gaye rasa Rang ko sunaunga main Chaturang ko gaye rasa Rang ko sunaunga main Rajin Najim Jim Jum
I'm not seeing the numbers. Give me it now. Everybody who's on the thread, 83 people, take 1 each, take 10 each, and we're done. 5, Do something nice now. $60 a ticket. Buy 5 or 10. Give the others away. Bring your friends and family. Treat them nice here. You're helping to sponsor the party and support the party. Message me here. Send it as a private message so I can link up Satish. Because I think Satish, I know what's going on with him today like a batch. Song that play, all the tickets are to sell out, right? Because that song is the best song for the night. When that song start to play, I want to see, we have about 300 tickets left. Buy them out for me now. 20, 30, 40, 50. Some nice and decent people messaging me and saying they're taking a 10 and a 15 and a 20. Well done. If you want, I'll call it all the names tonight. But please, let's sell this out tonight. Satish and Ali G here. Link up, buy out 5, 10, 15, 20. Let me get our next 100 now. Sterling, bring out your people now, man. जब से तेरे नैना मेरे नैनों से लागे जब से नैना इनशी भी है ना नौशी बनवाना जब से नैना इनशी भी है ना नौशी बनवाना no the woman start to fall what she can shake she wears a dollar jab se nayna inshi bhi hai na where are messages take 1 take 5
Lordy re.
Now let me rock it for you. Get my dog kiss it for you. I'll go give you my side. Right on your big
Justin Lena, think she be Hannah. Now she can whine her.
Satish and Jack Claude, somebody give me a update. We still have tickets to sell. People messaging. Link it up, link it up, link it up.
Now she bring gasoline for me, say, "Hunter up this thing for she." Lena tell Robbie tell Dynasty, Big Daddy tell Jeopardy.
She said, "Jenny, beating red bunny, wash now it's selling." She said, "Benny, beating red bunny, now it's selling."
Lena said the job stay well home. Didn't know why she's good. And the job say she's so fast. Right till she beg. Justin Lena,
Satish,
think she be Hannah.
everybody on the track on the line.
Justin Lena, ain't she be Hannah? Now she can whine her. Now the woman start to ball, cause she can't shake you waist at all, at all. Just to the Hannah, didn't I listen? Lordy re. Just to the Hannah, didn't I listen? Lordy. Here she comes, my Caribbean lady.
Where was that again?
Here she comes, my Caribbean lady. Say you do, Papi. Don't talk to your man a while now. You know I love you. She's everything you think she's all about, and everything you think she'll be. She loves to bring love water to your mouth. She's a bacchanal lady. She will inject you with her ramshay, melt you like a midday sun. Then just let her simple highway. She bless her milk with watching rum. She's bacchanal lady. Sweet tender when she walk, bacchanal lady. Real magic when she talk, bacchanal woman. Won't you come? Won't you get some love? She in a rock and come back all the girl. Don't try to push you with no jive. If you want to play down in the carnival, you don't stop, you stay alive. She neither here nor there, she be everywhere. The people say she is a tramp, but when she catch them in the atmosphere, she go shake them simple scamp. She's bacchanal lady. What is you hide behind your eyes? Bacchanal lady. Come on, baby, with your sweet surprise. Bacchanal woman, would you come? Would you make some love?
Satish Ramsaran, I need an update. Jack Claude, I need an what is Jack Claude's last name? I want an update, please. How many more tickets we have to sell? Let us get them all sold tonight. All the members on this thread will buy them out. Jack Claude Escalante, somebody update me. Send me a message. Sterling, stand by. You're getting a big tune now. Sterling, you're getting a big tune. $60 a ticket, Dan. $60 a ticket. Sterling, big tune, big tune, big tune, big tune coming. Dr. Ravindra M. Lala has volunteered to take on Charmaine Sahadio's case. Charmaine Sahadio is the woman that is covered in the tumors, and he has volunteered his services, and they're having their first meeting this Thursday. PEP members like Gary Blake has volunteered to help financially and to see that they could raise money. Charmaine is a person covered with tumors. This little party is doing so much for so many people all the time, but we can't keep up and we can't keep track. Them other two parties, them harmless. Where's Sterling? Are you ready? Give me. Big tune, big tune. Seriously, think about it. Think about the 30th of June when all of us lining at Stanmore Avenue and we have like 500-600 lunches, full roti meals, the best roti in Trinidad, to go and hand out to the homeless in Port of Spain. Think about how we will all feel, how it will come across. This little party is doing so much for so many, and it is because of the members there, and it's only love I have in my heart for all of you. And I wanted to say something tonight too. I have no enemies there, and anybody who wants to open their hands and drop the hostility and work together for a better Trinidad and Tobago, I'm friends with all of them.
Then I know you can understand what is that cosmopolitan nation. There's no room for prejudice at all. United we stand, divided we fall. So to always is here in Trinidad, a companion of Daniel. Let us live as
I know that was a big step for you to take those 10 tickets, and I appreciate that, brother. I measure how much you do from what you're capable of doing, and I know that was a big step for you. Thank you very, very much for taking that step. Well done, brother. Everybody who has bought tickets or committed to buy tickets, thank you very much. You're helping to build the PEP movement, and you're helping to feed the homeless. It's a win-win. And on that day, the 30th of June, come online with us. On that day, the 30th of June is a big lime at Pep headquarters. You had to come down on lime. That curricue is our annual fundraiser. Last year we had a barbecue. This year is a curricue. Come and be a part of that. Bring everybody, bring the whole family. We ask for the donation to help build the party, but everybody welcome to come free of charge and share with whatever we have. Big tune. In memory of Johnny Gonzalez, passed away last year. to know that we sell out. Let me sell it out tonight. We have an election to win. We have a party to fund. Let me do this. And I'm really proud of Ravindra Lalla. Dr. Ravindra Lalla, you have my utmost respect for taking on Charmaine Sahadio's case. Well done, brother.
But whatever she doing, she having time with it. And anything I could do is call over sanction. I don't know what in the world really wrong with this man. Don't want to get no guys of my sparrow.
It's either now it's Sundar Popo.
Don't be tired, I'll get for carnival. All around the town, see him with a gun. Sagwa Festival, deep in the Chowdhury man. And so we now be like the good friend Ramadan. In Mamlila Festival, you can see him carry on.
When they burn Rawan.
He shouting, oh Lord,
Hey boy, this little island culture sweet, eh boy. This little island has so much culture. Man, if you see this color, she's full like I like tomato. But I have no reason for me uncle to get hot so. The woman possess a dynamic body. Anyway that she pass, you could see people staring at she. Uncle doesn't let she out of the outside. And he always make a big for a fight. Right away, Uncle Nelly commit murder. Him and Jack the magistrate, also standing demonstrate how much trouble he would make if they take. Go low, go low, singing. Go low, Right, so tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we bad out and bad in Barataria, 6th Street Barataria, right off of Maritime Plaza. Once in proximity to Maritime Plaza, turn into 6th Street. I there, we there, out and bad. The PEP is going to win these 2 elections. Come and add yourself to that. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. What you all did tonight, buying out this curriculum, shows you your power. Dr. Lalla and Gary Blake and Derek Jagro and all of these people who jump up to help Charmaine Sahadio. When I met Charmaine, she was homeless. Charmaine has a house now, and now she has doctors to treat her condition. This little organization, the Progressive Empowerment Party, is changing the nation without being in government. You can imagine the impact we will have on people's lives when we are
Accept your religion.
that boy. When Baron was in his day, that voice used to ring out.
Exchanging phones with you, my dear. Jama Jora, right with Rani. Oh, Rani. As wife and husband, we go tidy kanga. Now that I am your true king, all my love is in this ring. Rani. Oh, Rani. I want to marry Hindustani. I love curry. I love curry. So Betty, go tell Boji. You look so beautiful. You look so wonderful. I'd like to let you know I'll never let you go. Oh, Rani. Oh, Rani. Yeah. Give it.
I beat Tassa and Jose already. Ali, ask Satish to give me a count, please. Where we reach with the ticket sales? The immortal Blue Boy. One of my favorite calypsos. Listen to the words, eh?
Listening to a prayer meeting, Baptist people preaching, with a leader in front of people shaking. So I tell my partner, why don't we get closer? Because I tell myself I'm here in soca. Though it was something to be spiritual, to me it was more like Bacana. Oh Lord, yeah, but they got me. Some tell me I'm sensitive. If you see Baptist woman crying, oh, sing, oh, 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 like soca Baptist, oh, like soca Baptist, oh, like soca Baptist, oh, 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 like soca Baptist, oh, like soca Baptist, oh,
And if all the thing I getting on, Sterling Liha DJing tomorrow in Barataria. Come on here, his styles.
take me, cause me to a crazy, so they embrace my hands and start to swing me. But I created problem, I start to fight with them. Though the spirit in me, they are no mercy.
Yes.
When they see I really give me trouble,
The preacher lay hand on his Bible.
oh Lord, yeah, for chapter 2 paper, Psalm 56, which was talking around Baptist mix. Oh Lord, singing, whoa.
We have 160 more tickets, people. Help me. Help me. 16 people take 10. Let me get rid of it. Satish on the tread. Ali G on the tread. Let me get rid of the 160 tickets and we inside. Next thing we're dealing with is tomorrow, 4 o'clock in Barataria. 150 more tickets. 150 more to go. Let me buy it out. Let me buy it out. And we will be broadcasting the feeding of the homeless live.
While they singing this song,
Hear this verse.
the preacher held my arm, 2 bumps on my shoulder made me feel better. Then he said to me, son, come forward and kneel down. But whilst approaching him, he stopped all singing. For then everything was going well. Until the man started ringing bell. Oh Lord, yeah, I started falling, but he didn't give a damn. So he made them sing back this song. Oh, singing, whoa, whoa.
That means we buy over 350 tickets already for the night. Let me finish it off 150, finish it off and done, feeding the homeless, funding the party, and relining on the 30th. Management team, all of you all regulars, because I know you all know, all of you all who want to get on the management team, who want to be involved in what we're doing with the planning and the executing the management of the party, we're meeting at 10:30 in the morning at 19 Stanmore Avenue, PEP headquarters. If you are a regular and you know me and I know you and you want to be a part of what we're doing, come down tomorrow morning, because we have a lot of stuff happening at the same time and we need all the help we could get, and all the good people need to be on one side. So if you want to come and assist, come down tomorrow, 10:30 Stanmore Avenue. But we're coming out in numbers at 4 o'clock, 6th Street, Barataria. We're going to mash it up tomorrow. Who just made a $500 donation towards the cause. Thank you very, very much, Teresa. $500, So she just bought, was that 20 tickets? 50 tickets? Teresa, darling, thank you very much. Well done.
We go to one floor, to the valley and in the meadow. Then we'll see the valley come down. What's happening? Going all over the town. What's happening? Shine up like a masala. What's happening? With the shower and the start to wine.
I see my friend push himself in a sort of trouble. I tell people when they dig a pit for me, careful they don't fall inside. This is for you. This is for you, darling. You want to make commerce? Look, commerce reach by you. Look, take your own commerce. Go back by Kamala. Go back by Kamala. Tell her you misfire. bullshit. Black Agenda and Black Caucus call me and tell me they have nothing to do with Kim.
Baron did leave and go 1979 is when I came on the scene. Then Baron came back in. But I don't sound like the Baron. For your information, the Baron does sound like me. So when I'm singing my tune, I know you're a sweet croon, not just me and me.
All them who come to make problem for people end up in all kind of problem. Watch what's going on, you know. What does the master say? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Tell them. When you come to kill the king, don't miss.
The eagle was flying high, until you caused him to try. Now all over the dance, you call it your name. They say you are wanted man, and it's time that you understand. The things that they say you do, they coming for you. Ben Lion, Ben man, why you whine so I get on bad in the people place? Ben Rude boy, Ben bad boy, say you whine right down to the ground and mash up the place. Wadi dum dum bang bang, wadi dum dum bang, wadi dum dum bang bang, wadi dum dum bang, wadi dum dum bang bang, wadi dum dum bang, wadi dum dum bang bang, wadi dum dum bang. Now pull up looking for you. You big bear helping them too. Monkey jump up and throw an egg was mass in the
Whole night I'm playing chutney.
It's not like it was before.
You know that way it was.
Anymore.
Somebody tell Dio that whole night I playing chutney, please. And as you say that, this for all of them. This for them. What the trouble, people? Well, you're bringing trouble on yourself.
You free them, but run for your life. You free them, they say. You free
She was no Black Caucus, no Black Agenda. It was she and the man from Soca Monarch.
they come out of bus mad. People they pelting like they want a bus mad. No matter what they do, me I go bound to them. When they get in on like they want to come from it, so tell them come from it. Right now I'm feeling the tension, and it's too much to mention. It take up all my attention. Holy faith, of everything you accuse me.
How much of them fall down on the same Methodist?
Holy faith, I was born in a village. I love my upbringing.
We doing Papa God work here. Them come and take the fair.
As a warrior, the father was a sick fighter. Why is that no pushover? Now we're fighting back. They come out of boss man. They do the belting like they want a boss man. No matter what they do, me I go bound to them. When they get in like they want to come for me, so tell them come for me. Tell them we no friend nobody. All of them who want confront with me anywhere we go. We friend nobody, friend no demand. Tell them we no friend nobody. All of them who want to stop me. Tell them we no friend no woman, friend no stick and friend no demand.
We gone up against a whole parasitic oligarchy and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with themselves. We have regional corporations, CEOs, tripping over themselves to tell lies and do foolishness. All of them going to get themselves in trouble, you know. Watch and see. The game change. All of a sudden, they have people standing up and pushing back against all the lawbreakers and the abuse makers. Listen, time longer than twine. The old people say what? Long rope for maga goat.
See them with them big stick like they walk
Yeah, and this is my dominion. Holy faith. I have made
How much more tickets we have to
I
sell?
have faced tribulation. This is my declaration. Holy faith. In the deep bush where I come from, serpents and scorpions just run when they see my right hand.
Hey.
Hearing them for destruction. Afraid of no man and no boy and no woman, no girl and no thing. Came here to battle and fight for my life while I'm hearing them sing.
They come out of busted. They put the belt in like they want to bust it. No matter what they do, me I don't bound to them. When they get in like they want to come for me, so tell them come for me.
Tell them we don't friend nobody. All of them who want confront with anywhere we go, we friend nobody and friend no zero. Tell them we don't friend nobody. All of them who want to.
Rowley, where we went Big Arts Corner. We went and set up in your footprint. We come to show you the day of the mocking pretender is almost over. We have come to rescue the people of Trinidad and Tobago from the clutches of abuse that has held it for 56 years. We're afraid all you. Keep that.
Nobody. All them bad mind people, them not trying to stop me. I looking for fighters, them with the same energy. Hit them with powder, tell them all the stink and dirty. Stink and dirty. Run for your life. Run for your life.
Get ready to wine! Get ready to wine! Follow my ding ding ding.
Well, boy, I can't lie. I tired for about 3 people. And all you know we doing this long, we sit down through an earthquake. That is a new one for me. Because, listen, I as a fella, if they have one thing I afraid is earthquake. So I like to run outside. Because I think if the ground will pop, I could surf that. But I want to be inside for you to follow on me. I don't like that at all. And it's because of y'all and because of this video, I end up sitting down and sitting through that. But hey, pal, tell me. My heart was beating a mile a minute like the Tassa drum you was hearing. I think we need one more song to go. We need to wrap it up. Listen, if you're not in Trinidad, contact all your friends and family and tell them go Barataria tomorrow, 6th Street at 4 o'clock. Put on something orange and go and stand up with the Progressive Empowerment Party. We're going to light it up like we light up Belmont. And 3 more weeks to go with this campaign. We're fighting it like it's a national campaign. We're coming to liberate the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We're starting in 2 districts, in 2 local government councils, in 2 municipal corporations, Belmont East and Barataria. And if, I wanted to play this boy, tell me, I want the 2 candidates to feel this.
Never let the problems get you down.
Where are the candidates?
Stay focused and hold your ground. Because what don't kill you should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources. I don't know them still can't kill me now. You see, them stick me on the ice.
I want my two candidates talking like that, but this is my goodbye because I'm tired people only. I want to see me fall asleep in front of you. Tomorrow morning we at Stanmore Avenue at 10:30 for the management meeting that organizes everything that is going on with this party right now. And we involved in a lot of good, beautiful stuff. The Progressive Empowerment Party is a fiction, Trinidad and Tobago, and we're fighting to claim our space. And all the gatekeepers, including the media, give it a room. How we take it to space. I want to close it down. The line's sweet too bad tonight, but tomorrow is a long, long day for your boy. And I'm tired of them telling me I'm looking tired, so I'm going to go and get some sleep. I want to touch base on a couple of people. Sheldon Ramnath, who tipped us off tonight with that purchase of 100 tickets. Sheldon, you're a giant among men. And you bought it for the homeless of Port of Spain and to fund the party. You are an absolute giant among men. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And I am proud to be associated with you. All the other people who reached out, Dan, Hero Dan, I appreciate that 10 tickets you bought. And everybody else who jumped in and got involved and purchased. And Teresa, who sent the US $500 towards the cause, thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. Jamie Farrar, I know Jamie didn't want her name calling, but Jamie, thank you very much for the contribution that you made. Gavin Bernard Franco, who bought 21, thank you very, very much for that. I want to thank all of you who stepped up. The lime is on the 30th of June, that is next week, Saturday. It's at Stanmore Avenue. Come and we lime it. We really gonna have a time, because if there's one thing we good at is when we people get together to lime. So come and be a part of that. Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the elders. We have chairs, so you don't have to worry about nothing. We have an air conditioner inside and we outside under the mango tree. We will take care of your people. Just bring your people and come. Right? That's next week, Saturday. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Give me the numbers. We want the numbers. We don't want to ever resort to having to pay maxi taxis to bring people, to fool people. Give us an organic crowd. Show Trinidad and Tobago what real politics look like. To Dr. Ravindra Lala. Friend, I know what you're taking on. And Charmaine Sahadio. Tell you a little story before I go. Because Charmaine drove up from Chaguanas. This woman lives in total discomfort. She has one of these tumors the size of a melon under one of her thighs. She is always in discomfort, and she came up just to endorse me, just to endorse the party. That is, because let me tell you how Charmaine and I met. I'm going to be as honest with you as I could. I went to Royal Castle Diego Martin. My parents was in the car, and I was dropping my parents home. So I stopped to buy lunch for all of them. And I pushed the door to go in Royal Castle, and I saw Charmaine covered in these tumors. And it just I don't know what it did in my mind, but it shut me down. I couldn't process what I was seeing. And I just closed back the door and I walk outside and I sit back down in the car. So my father in the front seat, my mom in the back seat, they asked, what's going on? I said, I'm not sure. I said, I'm not sure what I just saw. And I took about 2 minutes to catch myself. I went back inside and I sat down with her. I said, hi, how are you? My name is Philip Alexander, and I just want to ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind. And she was so gracious and interesting to talk to. And she told me a bit of her story and the challenges she was facing. When I met her, she was practically homeless. She had a house on a hill in Diego Martin that was, and to get up the hill, they carved the side of the hill and stuck tires and steel to make steps and fill those with dirt. And she was up there, and then the people bought the land on the main road and they came with an excavator and dug out more land, and that brought down the land that her house was on, and it collapsed her house. Now, this woman is talking to me normal, like I talking to you normal, and she talking to me without inflection or without feeling sorry for herself. But now she lives under her mother's house, and when rain falls, it's kind of inconvenient. And this is how she's speaking, man. So, and I listened to her story because her story gets worse. It's not just her physical condition, because she's living in poverty. She can't get a job. She said, Mr. Philip, she still called me Mr. Philip. She said, Mr. Philip, because there was this time I had called her to meet her somewhere, and I was taking her somewhere. And she said, Mr. Philip, sometimes it takes, on the Martin Main Road, she said sometimes it takes 3 hours for me to get a car because nobody don't want to stop. And the only time she's been lucky to get a car, a taxi to pick her up, is if a taxi coming on the road empty, no other passengers in the car, because they wouldn't want to sit down next to her. Her condition is frightening, and she knows it, and she doesn't hold anybody in mind for that. She is just carrying this thing. I have known her now, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years. She's carrying this burden normal. She was a normal human being, and one day in her adult life, these tumors started to grow on her skin. Anyway, the first thing I did was to work on helping her get a home. And again, for all the shit he's do, Rudal Monilal, as Minister of Housing under the People's Partnership, agreed to give me a house. Amory Brown and Keith Rowley, both of them never did anything for that woman. She went to get help when her house was broken down. Nobody ever did anything to help her. All the talk is want to talk. Rudal Monilal, thank you, sir. Because as Gabriel stick, but I will never forget that you did that for me, for Charmaine. And Charmaine got a home. And members of the Jericho Project helped her with furnishings and stuff. Minor furnishings, nothing too extravagant. As I said, this woman has been carrying her own burden. If you look on my wall, just scroll through, you'll come to a picture and you'll know who we're talking about. And I think that Charmaine came into my life to help me level up to the next level. And the other day I saw that she posted something on Facebook, and I said, you know what, because she's my friend on Facebook, and I said, you know what, I can't leave this woman behind. So the last time we spoke was about literally a year and a half ago, because she had come up to town, we had a meeting, and I just saw her there. And so I messaged her. I said, things good? Things all right? I said, we talk a little bit again. And then I brought back her story into the public space. And I put up a picture and I shared her story again. Because I never share her story, people want to get involved and help. And a lot of people wanted to get involved and help. Because I asked if we could just start to raise some funds. Just send it to her. She can't work. And if ever you didn't need to doubt that your money was going to a good cause, just look at her. She has tumors all over her face, all over her eyelids, on her nose, on her chin, on her lips. It's a terrible, terrible situation. And then Dr. Ravindra Lalla messaged me and said, have her come see me. Sent a referral letter. I'll handle this. How do you thank that? How do I thank Dr. Ravindra Lalla? What can I do? Because when people do things like that, like Sheldon Ramnath, like Sheldon don't know me. Sheldon does not know me. Sheldon said, I'll take 100 tickets. That's $6,000. I don't know Sheldon's condition. I glanced at his Facebook. He looked like a normal everyday guy. So that means he putting himself out for people who will never know him. There will be people on the 30th of June who will eat lunch courtesy Sheldon Ramnath and will never know. And Ravindra Lalla will walk through this country without people knowing the kind of I guess an angel he is. Because what he's about to take on with Charmaine is a lot. And doctors don't do that. I talking about all kind of thing on, I talk about Maxi Coffee and 2 lawyers posting on the thing. We need to do this and we need to do that. I tell them, come on board, let's do it. They can't. Professionals don't give up on their times. They don't. They give you all kind of excuses and sorry. I'm not trying to knock you all. But all of us in a boat sinking, and some of you all so busy covering your asses and protecting your own corner that you ain't realizing that if you step out your crease for a minute and assist how fast we could fix it so you could go about your life. People like Ravindra Lalla, Dr. Ravindra Lalla, Mr. Man, you and I have been speaking for some time. But what you did here has humbled me. And you have my complete and utter respect. Permanently. I've had a time in my life when I had nothing. And 2 friends stepped up and helped me just because they were friends. And from that day, I have never stopped trying to repay them. Because I won't ever think in my mind the debt is paid. When you are at your lowest and you have nothing, the people who stand with you, those are the people that matter. What Dr. Lalla is about to do for Charmaine, what to say? To all of you tonight who stepped up, to all of you who continue to help, to all the overseas peppers who work so hard behind the scenes, to all the team members of the Progressive Empowerment Party, to the people who organize and run this organization, who make it possible for us to grow and level up to the point where we're causing them problems, and they're going to want to fight, and they're going to get their fight back. And all the push, they think they're pushing, our powder's still dry. It's still dry. All the talk I talking, our powder's still dry. So if Rowley and Kamala feel that we afraid them for election, brace your partner. Slow your roll. Because as you give, you will get. I told people already. I tell him Jessica Joseph tonight on the wall. Don't come to defend Judy Raymond. When Judy Raymond jumping the Gael and swinging stick and he busting people head, when she had their boss, you can't play. You're coming to defend she. Because nobody sent to call she. But what happened was the media ignored us until they couldn't ignore us no more. Now they are lying on us. We packed Pigot's Corner. But Judy Raymond published that only 20 people came. Anybody who thinks that that is right or fair or just, unfriend me. Jessica Joseph, you don't ever have to support me again. You don't have to vote for me. You don't have to be my friend again. If you think that the media job is to play handsy-pansy with the people they're supposed to be scrutinizing, we have no more business to discuss, you and I. This country did not get broken because of greedy businessmen and shallow politicians. It got broken because of the laziness of the people of this country. Today, a country, Iceland, with a population of 300,000, sent a couple of doctors, farmers, bakers, supermarkets. That is who reached the final. They're not a professional football team. That is a gathering of Iceland people. I want to go and live in Iceland. Iceland people shut their country down by coming out and saying, fire him, jail them. That's how Iceland people is work. Them don't mix matters. 10% of the population in Russia defending their team, and I'm sorry all the girls from Nigeria. That's how the ball drops sometimes. But every time I encounter Iceland, I get a little more impressed by y'all and your attitude to life. Trinidad and Tobago, it is not too late to rescue Trinidad and Tobago. It is not too late. Step up. Join us. Forget the old talk. You will see people among us still trapped in a failed mindset. Don't even try to help them. Lead by example. One day they will see and they will realize and they will come along. Kamal Lochan, please stop posting those things on my life. And they will come along. We have to wake up and make this happen. Lead from in front. Slavery was legal. Apartheid was legal. Women didn't have the vote. People didn't have rights. Empire days, humans were serfs and peasants. All of that existed until people stepped up and changed it. The serfs didn't say, well, we like it so, and we jamming still. No. They stood up and we got the Westminster system. Trinidad and Tobago need to understand that we have a recorded history to sell over to, and the entire anti-slave movement, Abraham Lincoln, that plunged the United States into civil war. The suffragettes that marched to free women and give them the vote. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King that said black people should have rights. Kamal Lochan, it is not true. You're on the wrong wall. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are the most resilient and beautiful people in the world. They never had a choice before. They have a choice now. And I am relying on them to stand up in their own best interests. Alright? So, say what? We're going to fix this. Tomorrow, 10:30, those who are working, coming on board to join the team, we at HQ 10:30. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we lighten up Barataria out and bad. See you tomorrow, Trinidad and Tobago. Stay safe.